welcome to a live Shaw Sports presentation.
Come on, bring it on! Play the game.
Different vantage point for you, Kyle Christensen, as you work with 106.9 The Wolf and Nanaimo Clippers hockey broadcasts, where you're right in between the benches. For me, working with 93.3 The Peak at Port Alberni and the play-by-play voice of the Alberni Valley Bulldogs. I'm usually up here. What do you miss being down there from up here already, or are you just liking seeing the game better?
It's a different vantage point. You obviously don't get the same kind of colorful language that you would get down there. It's a good vantage point, though, and this should be a really good game. These teams have played very tight games against each other.
Stopped by Pichette, and a bouncer went high in the air through the crease. Back referee Zach Slittle waving off any hand pass or high stick contact. Now by Riley Thorpe. Didn't really have a clean outlet, just banked it off the glass and out. Quick little tap pass found by Heinold. That one tipped in by Collins. Back to collect it as Thorpe. Might have been looking for a icing call or something, but a good outlet pass hard up the middle. Coughlin waits for everyone to arrive into the zone. Capitals changing. A little cross-corner dump. It came right back to the slot. Ochapinski tried to bump his man off it. Puck rimmed in back of the net around to the near side. Over to collect that. Brandon Marinelli. Knocked down to center by Simon Chen. For Skapski. Marshall Skapski, pat pedals, finds Chen again. They'll bank it in back of the goal. Ochapinski. An outlet pass again for Coughlin. Trying to get by Melaragni, who played it perfectly defensively. Gosselin took down in a puck battle Marinelli. Melaragni will chip it ahead. Waiting for it's Bilal, and he finally realized he needed to go get it. Vanra boys off the skate of Skapski in back of the Capital net. He gave Pichette. Played it, cut off, picked off, thrown in front, banked off Pichette. Good to be lucky, and lucky to be good that that one didn't go in, Kyle.
Well, you want to rim it around the glass, and you just didn't get enough loft to that clearing attempt, and it nearly ended up in the back of his net. And we always talk about how important that first goal of a game is going to be. We've talked about the struggles of the Capitals. They have to get that first goal tonight, because when you're on a streak like they are, you know, it just seems to snowball. One bad thing turns into two or three.
Good stop off Brad Bilal off the face-off by Pichette. You can see on that last replay, just kind of got big and tried to get back to his post and not allow the banker to go off him and in. Just talking about that first goal, Nanaimo has scored that 17 out of 28 games. Capitals on the other side, just 8 in their 28 games played, and the records fall on the polar opposite of that. At the line, Thorpe works him over. Bilal fought him off, walked out to the corner. Nice support on that puck to put it ahead of the near side by Sherlock, but he couldn't get it out. Hugh Larkin does. Jordan Warning cut it off and gave it away as he got pressured by Broadhurst. Oswald 2-on-1, nicely defended. Over the challenge was the Providence committed Maxwell Croce. His brother Tristan's out of the Nanaimo lineup tonight, as is Preston Brodziak, and Vincent Millet as the lines of wood waves off any pending icing. Capital scratches Yuri Davis Martel, Ethan Scardina, Jonathan Stein, and Nino Iteta. Larkin's pass picked off by a back-checking Collins, flipped into space, got knocked down by Larkin, dumped back in by Boo Grist, one of the all-time name team members. Gervais. Cross corner dump in, Grist back to get it. Trying to bounce it ahead, gloved down by Cal Babbage. Collins takes his lead, returns it. Babbage, nice little feed up for Collins, backdoor pass, and he just couldn't hook up. Aimed in back of the net, went off Babbage. Works with a challenge to put it deep into his own zone, and succeeding is LaRoche to give Grist another look at. Hard hit in the far corner on Banger. Puck ripped back of the net, out of the reach of Babbage, and Boo Grist over to collect it. Hard chip out, just touched by Sam McBain, so no icing against the Capitals. Pretty good pace here early, though.
Yeah, it's very good pace. Both teams skating well. Turnovers in the neutral zone are something that to look for, because Cowichan has a lot of speed. They're not the biggest team, but they have a lot of speed, and they can make you pay on the transition game.
Nice hit by McTavish, created a possible 2-on-1, but LaRoche couldn't hook up with Wilson. Jeremy Gervais. An outlet pass, Harris. gained the line, got pressure, dumped it in. Skapski bounced off a Brady Lynn check. Simon Chen supports the battle as well, and looking on is Frank. You can hear the referee saying who is moving it. The two referees wearing the red armbands tonight. I want to mention them as well. All right, Chris Van Deventer, number 101, and Zach Stiletto, number 22. Kyle.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good pace to the first period, and I think that going back a little ways, it looked like it might have been an offside at the Nanaimo line, and the bench was up in arms over that, but it's kind of a dark and dreary day outside, so maybe it's going to take a couple minutes for everybody to get going.
The bright lights of Shaw TV here should wake everybody up. Nice little chip for Franklin, for Jackson. Wrist shot, that one shin padded away by Melaragni, who got tied up by Franklin. As Zero Tinley. Hard on goal, but in and out of the 7-hole. It looked like a Noah Featherstone hog out. It's off the glass to center. McCann, Tinley, dump in, glove down. Gingerly dropped aside by Featherstone Hoggow. A lot of pressure there, but nice job to reverse it by Melaragni for Marinelli. Ahead for Cilia. Quick little one-touch return pass from Harris. Melaragni trying to hit Harris again. That one picked off, but down by by Tate Coughlin. Babbage knocked him down though. Cilia finds it. This shot. Couldn't get it on target. Kept in by Parker Colley. Took contact from Gosselin. Maxwell Crozier supports it. Good stick lift and steal by Babbage, but County Capital instead. And Coughlin who puts it in. Anderson Hoggow left for Crozier. Quick reverse for Ward. They'll find Babbage. Nice cross-ice pass on the tape. Maxwell Crozier. Soft dump it. Andrew McCann. Took a funny hop off the dasher, lost it. Centering chance, Collins! And a great save by J.J. Bichette to keep this game scoreless.
You can't ask for a better opportunity than that. Right outside of the blue ice, and that is the biggest save of the game. And it's not close, obviously, right now. Just making himself look big, just standing his ground. Collins is a scorer. He knows what to do. Just a beautiful job of taking away the angle on that one.
Down at center, seen a lot of this line already, and Coughlin will dump it in. Pochopinski. Checked by Warwick. Coughlin for Gosselin. Gosselin hard back to the line. Having some trouble with it was Christensen. Took some contact from Babbage. Dumped back in. Well, attempted to dump in. Hit Coughlin and now gains the zone. Wrist shot. Just missed high short side. Wrist. Gosselin. Back of the net, Coughlin. Trying to feed it out. Crozier blocked that. Gosselin played a pick to allow Coughlin to skate it out. All the way back to the line. Wrist. Unable to get it by two. Clippers possible 4-on-2, but the outlet pass off the mark, get picked off and dumped back in by Alexandra Banger. Maxwell Crozier. D-to-D reversal. Ward walks it to the middle to avoid Broadhurst. Now delays at center to find anybody, and in turn will dump high off the end glass. You can hear that in your living room. Back to find it, Marshall Skapski. Good job to Lou the forecheck, then knocked down. Loose puck, Belisle just missed it at his feet, would have been in alone. Looked like Skapski could have taken some contact there that led to a chance. Broadhurst, high flip to center, unable to skate onto it. Was Hugh Larkin. Skapski will clear it out again. Laid offside, it looked like, and yes, indeed the call. As Larkin and Belisle look up at the big boys exchange contact. No score, 11-28 in. Kyle.
You got to be a lot more careful coming out of your zone if you're the Cowichan Valley Capitals. A couple turnovers right down Main Street. You got to make sure there's nothing wrong with playing it back to a defenseman or chipping it off the glass, but those turnovers in the middle of the ice in your own zone, they are killers, and they can end up in the back of your net in the blink of an eye. So they got to be a lot tighter in their own zone.
Great outlet pass, Chen LaRoche from McTavish. High off the stick, off the glass, Gervais. Pressured by McTavish. LaRoche got in the way too. Puck foul though by Van Rabois. Belisle with a step. Over the Capital line, wrist shot, pad save. Bichette, it's underneath them. Actually out to the near corner. Belisle got some puck support. Van Rabois. Out of the reach of Belisle. Simon Chen. Ahead for Nick Wilson. Fired up the middle and forced out of the zone by McTavish. Angles a rolling puck as Crozier knocks it down into the Nanaimo zone deep with Warry back to get it. Roush finished the check on him. Warry, big guy, protects himself. And fouled by Andrew McCann at center, supported by Nick Wilson, who has possession with Van Rabois and McCann having a jousting match well away from the puck. Tavish couldn't One touch deflect in a midair dump in Jordan Warry. On a Capitals change, will headman it for Mazer. Chip for Cilia. Stepping up big, hit McCann, knocked him down right at his line, and it's offside. Didn't hear the whistle in the building.
Well, David Cilia, he was one of our players to watch at the outset of this game, and he gets put on the second line last week, and boy, has it paid dividends for the coaching staff. He has been absolutely terrific for the Clippers in the last week or maybe 10 days even.
Yeah, scored a shorthanded goal in Victoria last Friday. Set up a big goal against Alberta here on Saturday. It's an Andrew Jackson wrist shot that's blocked by David Melaragny. Zero Tinling checks him. Puck came right to Melaragny. Mazer, a nice little spin around to get it to center for Joshua Bourne. They'll take a hit to get it in deep. Mazer, checked by Zero Tinling, looking on Riley Thorpe. Nice job to keep possession. Throw the contact by Mazer, now supported by Cilia. Puck battle continues. Cilia finds it. Looks for an outlet. Cross ice off a skate of McCann, who just lunged at it to just clear it. Melaragny will return it into the Capital zone as the Clippers begin to change. Andrew McCann stands and waits. Parker Colley's not going to force the issue. Hard slap shot rim, but it's cut off with a great read by Collins. Collins creeps in, side of the net. Colley backhand. Think it made it on goal, and Bichette patted it away. Good puck battle. Babbage wins it to the middle, a lunging, sweeping poke check by Jackson, knocked it loose, but Babbage got it again. Babbage at the net. That one off the leg of McCann. Another good pursuit of the puck by Parker Colley, but the Capitals find it. Soft rink-wide pass. Dangerous, picked up again by Colley off Thorpe. Babbage trying to walk in. Sharp angle. Just missed long side. On one hand and ahead is Cogley. That one kept in again. Marinelli. Colley. Wrist shot and no one in front of J.J. Pichette. Sonoma's Washington native, an easy save.
Well, he had to get that one in the glove, and he had to get a whistle because it has been all Nanaimo. That shift, couple chances for the Capitals to get the puck out of their own zone. They couldn't. You got to give the Clippers a lot of credit. They did a good job hustling, getting the loose pucks. But you know, that was one of those necessary glove saves. I mean, obviously the media timeout comes right after that, but a huge, huge save by Pichette. They needed a break.
It's pretty rare to, well, here's a beautiful Collins chance that danced around in front. Pichette, that's the one I wasn't sure how it stayed out.
Well, it looks like Cal Babbage got a stick on it. He has been snake bit. He hasn't had a whole lot of goal scoring to talk about, but he has been on the score sheet with assists and generating a ton of opportunity. There's the big hit in the corner. But obviously these teams don't like each other, and I'm a little surprised that, you know, 11-10 into this first period, we haven't seen a little bit more in the way of those extracurriculars, those scrums after whistles, and I would expect that is going to become more and more prevalent in this game. These teams are division rivals. They obviously don't like each other, and they play very tough, tight games against each other. Last two games the teams played were home and homes, and they were both decided by one goal.
Yeah, the Capitals on the road this season, no wins, 15 losses, and overtime loss. That was, in fact, in this building, and it is the only road point that they had picked up this year. It was, as you touched on the last game, head-to-head off a face-off battle. Simon Chen finds it. And the night before was a 2-1 Nanaimo win in Cowichan on November 5th. So 2 games decided by 2 goals, one of which took extra time. Raphael Gosselin will chase it down. Gosselin. Good defense by Melaragny, tied him up. Pochopinski gonna outfight Marinelli. Quick reverse of track, got loose of him. Skapski had a pinch to keep it in. The 2 Clippers in possession of the puck. Joshua Bourne took a hit from Simon Chen. Puck is in their bodies. Bourne is a very big boy. Wasn't indicated in the lineup initially as it's a Gosselin slapper that went off the stick. Cogley, Chen, Skapski left the puck behind. Good job to realize it and keep it in under pressure. Taking a hit is Gosselin to find Cogley. Fights off Collins, but Collins finds the puck, then gave it right back to him. Center for Pochopinski. Loose puck in the slot, and it hit Coglin. It looked like on the way to the net. Didn't get on Featherstone Hoggow, and then a desperation attempt was blocked away. Good hit on Marinelli by a stepping up Gosselin. Babbage strong in the stick to fight off Ty Pochopinski, and Boo Grist will get possession back. Off the middle, Broadhurst trying to tip it in, tipped it to himself. Now Cherwalk walks, fires, and it went off the forehead of Noah Featherstone Hoggow. I've been waiting all year to say, now that's using your head.
Well, stop it any way you can. If it goes off the melon, hey, you got protection. Just goes into the safety netting, makes the save, gets the stoppage, and now he'll shake out the cobwebs. That was just, it's one of those soccer plays, although you don't usually see the goalie in soccer stop it with his head, at least not by design.
You can see Featherstone Hoggow having a little laugh there with Zach Sletto. David Cilia will gain the capital line. Forced to the outside. Now one-timer in front got blocked by Banger, not on net. Very dangerous look. Cilia again finds the puck. Centering feed got blocked by Cherwak. Now one-timer for the line off the body of Pichette. No score, 7 minutes to go in a pretty fast first period. In to support a puck battle is Cherwak. He comes away with Cherwak to center. Soft cross-quarter dump in to try to let Larkin get in on it. He does. A good support there. Broadhurst finds Bugrist. Held out and fired, tipped and patted away by Noah Featherstone Hoggow. Looked like he might have hit actually the shoulder, and then he paddled it away to get it out of the way. Jeremy Gervais avoids Larkin. Banks it, and a nice job to knock it down on the bounce to put it down ice by Harris. Cilia first on it. No one with him except 4 Caps as his teammates change. Late is Worry into the zone. First shot, that blocker in the air by Bichette, and missing on a bounce in front was Jack McNabb. LaRoche finds Wilson. He'll dump it in. Wilson onto it. LaRoche trying to go hard to the line on a bank. Intercepted as it was stopped by Brad Pelayo. They'll find McNabb. Sharp bang. Steered to the end ball by the Cab. Good hit. And to find it, Thorpe. Good little outlet, possible 3-on-2. LaRoche looked for an outlet, couldn't find one. Came the line himself. McTavish out of angle. Back to the line, McCann. Quick over knockdown on the backhand, Thorpe. Centering pass, McTavish. Good release, couldn't get it on target. Now LaRoche's shot stop, rebound, scores! Be very interesting to see the replay on that one as it hit the body of Wilson and went in. The referee said, good goal. Zach Sletto was right after that. But that could have been off the arm or hand and in. Your thoughts on what you saw, Kyle?
I think he just laid down a nice bunt. He just got the puck waist level and he was able to direct it into the net. We'll see right now, but it looked like he kind of bunted this one in. He went off, it looks like the shaft of his stick and in. And this is exactly the start we talked about the Capitals needing. They have really had a tough November. They need something to build their confidence, and nothing does that more than the opening goal of a game against the rival.
Absolutely right. It was off the shaft of the stick and in. I'm not sure as much if he bunted it or it just plain hit him, but he did have the wherewithal to stick with it to try to tip it in along the way in, too. It looks like a great call, though, that just a LaRoche sharp angle bid went off the goalie, off the stick and in. 1-0 Capitals. We talked about the striking first. They have not done that. That's just the 9th time in their 29th game. Jackson, pad save, Featherstone Hoggow, centering bid, he paddles that away down low. Puck live back of the net, fought out by Tinley. 1-0 Caps, 5 to go in the first. Skapski, defenseman, way deep below the Nanaimo goal line. And a couple defenders missed and got tied up. It's just going to David LaRoche. Jackson throws it on net. And McTavish, the secondary assist. Jackson, wrist. Puts it in deep as the Capitals change. David Meloragni finds Harris. Cilia skates onto the pass that was just ahead of him. This shot stick save high off the end glass and a jump puck shot of the goal of Harris. And a hand pass waved off by both refs. Off Cilia, end wall bounce covered up on by JJ Pichette.
Live boards in this building. If you miss and you have the puck go off the end boards, it's likely going to take a sharp bounce right out in front. And on that one, it was a live active boards and the puck kicks right out into the front. So something to watch the rest of this game.
You spend a lot of time watching Clippers hockey in this building, working with 106.9 The Wolf. Have you ever seen the Clippers have any set designed intentionally wide of the net plays to take advantage of those boards?
They've tried it. It's not something they try a lot, but if it's there, they try it. I don't think they've actually scored on an intentional shot wide yet, but you know, it's only November, so.
It's early. Interesting to know it's somewhere in the arsenal, though. That's your home ice advantage. Looked like it might have hit a body of the bench, and the officials agree, and play stops off someone on the Nanaimo bench. Capitals 1, Clippers no score, 3:51 to play, period 1.
I think we got two of the best specialists in the Island Division in this game. You look at Jake Harris, he's got 8 power play goals this year. Ty Pochopinski has 6. So, you know, they are the ones that the power plays are going to work around in this game. They are the trigger men, and they are having a ton of success with the extra man this season.
Yeah, I have some great special team statistics I've been dying to throw out there. It's been a clean game and called as such. Possible 3-on-2 again, trying to dig in is Collins. McTavish, Thorpe, nicely defended Meloragny, stick parallel to the ice, didn't let the pass go cross ice, and he feeds it to himself and skates onto it. Meloragny, home run bomb on a breakaway chance in his collie, Patsy rebound stopped as well. 2 huge saves by Pichette to protect a 1-0 Capitals lead. What a feed that one was. The sauce on that, and just perfectly on the tape and onside.
Well, Miller Agnew is a Philadelphia product. He looked like Carson Wentz on that one. That nice long bomb. Almost worked.
Contact at the net. Collins incidentally hit Pichette. Wilson. Throwing out a Philadelphia Eagles reference to the record they have, you're allowed. Usually you wouldn't, though. I'm a Patriots fan. Cal Babbage. Lost it in center as Larkin stepped up. Might have given him something to think about. Sherwalk. Tried a sharp angle bid. Wardy tried to throw it ahead out of the palm of his glove. Van Roboys banks it back of the goal, and a good job of the referee Slutto to get out of the way of that. Long pass, Belisle. Watched by Chen. Walk to the middle left, Van Roboys. Trying to cut in, shot. Stopped by Pichette, and a very good job there to not allow a rebound with big bodies. Jack McNabb right in front of the net, just eyes like dinner plates waiting for any loose puck.
Belisle, well, we're going to watch this breakaway again, and beautiful pass. And I mean, Paulie going 5-hole Pichette again, just a great job with his vintage pads to close it up.
Man, I love that gear. I'm not sure if the second one got on goal, but just outweighted him. Didn't bite on any move. Sherwalk will dump it in. Maxwell Crozier, hot on his tail, Cole Broadhurst. Supporting the battle from both sides of the puck is Larkin for the Capitals. And for the Clippers, Van Roboys, Brad Belisle. Nice shot to the confident glove save by J.J. Pichette.
Well, Belisle is one of the bigger guys on this team, and when he's most effective, he's using his size to his advantage. And there was a rush probably about a minute ago where Van Roboys gets that chance in close, and it was because Belisle shielded the puck with his body, hands it off to Van Roboys, he gets a great chance. So these guys, like Belisle and Mazur, they're big kids, and when they use their body the way that they can, they are the most effective.
Speaking of big boys, no Neymar, but Joshua Bourne is wearing number 23 for Nanaimo. Yeah, he looks a lot bigger than the 6'3" he's listed at, and 194 pounds. Plays with Chase in the KIJHL, off to a great start. 19 goals, 27 assists, 46 points in just 23 games.
Yeah, he might not even be done growing if he's that young.
No kidding. Yeah, an 18-year-old Collins. Nice back check. Tingley took it away. Almost too many men against Nanaimo as Crozier jumped on and off. Good awareness there to not get caught. Marinelli avoids Andrew Jackson. The pass, Mazur. Centering bid. Just a little stick on hand contact on a force that one wide on a net drive on the defenseman Marinelli. Mazur protects the puck. Grist, a nice job to lean in to get something on him. Collins finds Marinelli. Trying to find one with eyes that went wide. And Tate Coughlin will come away with it. Coughlin avoids a teammate first to Pochopinski and then flips it with contact from Marinelli. Pochopinski hit by Maxwell Crozier, who made it look way too easy coming out with that puck. Chopped to center. Gosselin just knocked it away from Cillian. McCann. Pochopinski. Quick pass. Coughlin. Little backhand topo with some spice through his legs, but he couldn't find it again. Harris left the puck behind. Ice getting choppy very late in the period, down to 12 seconds left. Cillian tied up. Hard hit joining the pile. Lynn on Coughlin. Cillian got some support. Harris. Pochopinski defends him. Randy Lynn in to find it, and that will do it for period number 1. fantastic hockey, Kyle. One of the Capitals leading it, being outshot 13-7. Goaltending, the great equalizer, and Walt Pachette's been very, very good.
Pachette's been outstanding. That save against Collins is the one that stands out to me. Of course, they had the one off the post where Babbage was going down, and he was able to shovel it toward the net. He was able to get it on net, went off the post, and stayed out. So, you know what? This is a good first period. This is what we've grown accustomed to between these two teams this year. Take away that first meeting of the season where Nanaimo scored 5 goals in the first period.
We're going to send it down to ice level to Matt Carter. Matt?
Thank you very, very much, Evan and Kyle. Yeah, a great period indeed, and a great period for J.J. Pachette, goalkeeper for the Cowichan Capitals. The Clippers out shooting the Capitals 13-7 in that first period, but Pachette perfect and helping to stake his team to the 1-0 lead after 20 minutes. Right now, we're going to take a closer look at Brian Passmore, who is the first-year bench watch of the Cowichan Valley Capitals. Passmore was actually an NHL draft pick by the Minnesota Wild and coached in the Vancouver Island Junior Hockey League as well as the Shawnigan Lake School hockey program before making the jump to the BC Hockey League and the Cowichan Capitals.
Following your love of the game, it doesn't just relate to hockey players. First-time Junior A head coach Brian Passmore of the Cowichan Valley Capitals is following his passion.
I've played this game my whole life, and I have a passion for the game. I study the game and stay up late at night and watch all the highlights and never stop learning. And you know, when I stopped playing hockey, I moved out here from Toronto, Ontario, and with my wife, and not knowing anyone locally on the island, I got in around the hockey arena, just helping out with some local hockey schools and instructing at some camps and clinics. I fell in love with that, and then I was able to coach at the Bantam level in minor hockey, and just the reception I got from the parents and the players, I fell in love with that, and ever since then I've you know, continued to build relationships and study the game.
Before making the jump to the BCHL, Brian was the head coach at Shawnigan Lake for their prep school Bantam hockey program. The transition from that to the junior hockey game has its differences.
Well, I noticed right away that, you know, the kids are faster, stronger. You know, they're more receptive to what I'm trying to show them. I don't have to go over it and over it so many times. You know, I think the kids we have here are all great kids. I could run a lot of the drills I like to do, and you know, not have to just work on the basics all the time.
He's real positive attitude coming in the year. A lot of new ideas, new drills, stuff like that. So I think he's had a real positive impact on the team.
Brian's bringing a lot of attention to detail to our group. You know, in practices we're working hard on stuff that he's trying to get through to us, and you know, he's been really good to us so far. He really understands what it's like to be a player too. He played at a high level himself, so I think the transition from him from playing to coaching has been pretty good.
It's a lot, you know. So far, you know, you work on so many different areas of the game where one thing's going and something else isn't going, and once you think that you have that addressed, then you know you got to work on the power play or something else. So every day there's a challenge, and it's been great coming into the rink. And obviously our record isn't where we want it to be, but you know, we are getting better and better each day, and we're sticking together as a team, and that's the main thing, and that's what being a hockey team is all about.
The season's at its halfway point, and as Brian said, the team hasn't had the success on the ice they were looking for, but he knows what the team has to do to turn things around.
It's a mental thing where you got to stay positive. You got to take it one day at a time. And some days you don't get the results you want, but it's not from lack of effort. It's not from lack of an attitude or coming with the right approach every day.
He approaches it like every opportunity is a chance to learn. You know, every loss, okay, we got to break it down, see what we did wrong, and try and learn from that. And that's his biggest thing, is let's learn from the mistakes, so at the end of the year, you know, we're ready to go.
There's always going to be a little bit of tough love, but you know, Brian's probably one of the most positive coaches I've ever had. And you know, if you make a mistake, he's not going to be the one to tear a strip off you right away. He's going to give you a chance to kind of redeem yourself out there, and that's really important because we got a young group in the locker room as well, and I think he understands that. If
you're not winning, you're learning. There's no losing. It's just mostly learning. And if you can get better from the losses, then that's something we can take moving forward here. when the wins come, that taste of winning is something you don't want to let go. We're very close, and it's just, right now we're in a funk where we're vulnerable, where one little thing goes wrong, it can affect you. And that mental state is such a big part of the game, and that's where I feel the main focus should be right now, is just staying strong, staying together, not letting negative distractions outside affect us or anything to do with who's saying what. It's what's said in the room stays in the room, and that's the way it should be with the team.
There's still lots of hockey to be played this season. And Brian's goal for the team is simple.
We want to get wins. Our goal is to make the playoffs. We want to put some string of wins together and getting a good feeling around the community.
I think we're close. We're getting there. Teams are saying that we're really hard to play against, which is good. And we just gotta stay out of the penalty box and really bear down on chances when we get them, and then tighten up defensively. And I think we'll be fine after that.
We're doing a great job on the defense. Our penalty kill is much better, and our power play has been pretty good all year. If we string all those things together at the right time, and not panic so much and blow it all up, I think it's going to be where we're starting to see some wins come in, and then you learn to win. Sometimes losing is a habit, we know that, but we've talked about all those things, and I think the important thing is just to remind the players that it's positive will always come above the negative here, and we can move forward like that. I think we'll be all right.
And Coach Brian Passmore and the Cowichan Valley Capitals currently with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes here at Frank Crane Arena. BCHL Hockey Live here on Shaw TV. And I'm here right now with Scott Yanko, who's the Cowichan Valley Capitals business manager. Scott, thanks so much for joining us, and give us your thought on the first 20 minutes.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having us out. Well, it's back. It's end-to-end hockey. We're excited about the first period. Obviously, we're up 1 goal. JJ, one of our newest members, a goalie, is keeping us in the game. And excited about number 11, our other newest member, Tate Coughlin, and we're excited. The boys are young this year. We've had some struggles at the beginning of the year, but they're starting to come together. So yeah, we'll see what the rest of the game's like, but we're pretty excited at this point.
Yeah, great first 20 minutes, and I got to say I love JJ's the old school pads, the waffle blocker. I mean, it's just beautiful from a style point of view. I love it as well. Before we get into your role as business manager, we talked a little bit before coming on air about you have a bit of a playing background in hockey as well.
Yes, no, I did. I played junior A. I went to the whole Notre Dame system, right, in Athelbury College of Notre Dame, Saskatchewan. I played midget AAA there and junior A back in the late 80s. It was a big, it's a powerhouse school, and it still remains that way today. I think we have over 180 people that have been drafted NHL over the years, dating back to the 20s when the school opened up, I think in 1925. But yeah, I mean, I've always maintained that hockey background, and I have many friends that are still involved in hockey today.
Yeah, it's nice to throw that out to the alumni, and often if you see the BCHL, it's often the players still go on to school. So thank you for sending that shout out to the school you're from, and from the ice, and now to business developments with the Capitals. Tell us a little bit about your role and some of the connections you make with the team in the community.
Well, as a business manager for the Capitals, I'm in charge of all the finance, all the business activities, the day-to-day stuff within the community. We also do all the game day broadcasts with Hockey TV, also with all of the correspondence, the on-ice programs and whatnot, and then keeping in touch with all the billets, coordinating with all the parents and everything in the background. But basically everything to do with the business side on the hockey, and obviously helping out on the coaching side and the hockey side as needed as well.
That's what, obviously, with junior hockey, those community connections are really vital toward the health of any franchise, and whether actually in hockey and or any other sports. So just speak a little bit about some of the activities that the team is taking on to become more engaged with the Cowichan Valley Duncan community.
Well, the Capitals, every year, we're always involved with the community. We do anywhere from 15 to 30 school visits a year where the kids are involved. They're playing floor hockey, they're doing crafts, or reading with the kids. We do reading with the BCHL with the kids at the local library. Coming up right now, we've got we're involved, like we're in the Ladysmith Parade that's coming up, I think, tomorrow, so we'll have a presence there. I think we're riding a float with the Cowichan Thunderbirds. It's a new hockey program that's being started up, especially with the girls teams that are kind of developing on the island. But yeah, for Christmas, we're always big into the community. We're helping out our sponsors with whatever events they're having. We're ringing the bells for Salvation Army. We've got a big skate on December 10th with the CVRD at the Island Saving Center, where the boys will be out playing shinny with the boys, the kids. So come out and join the Capitals for that. But yeah, we're always in the community, very involved, yeah.
Great stuff, Scott. Santa, of course, once per year, the Cowichan Valley Capitals giving many dates over the years. So, Scott, thank you very much for joining us here on the broadcast, and all the best to the Capitals over the next 40 minutes.
Absolutely, thank you. And come out, we have December 2nd game. We've got our teddy bear toss, that's this Saturday. And on December 6th, obviously you guys are filming our game against Victoria, so that'll be a great show. So come out and support the team and bring your teddy bears. And on December 6th, we're also having a food bank drive for our local food bank. So come out and support the team and bring your donations. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Thanks so much, Scott. Great stuff then. Yes, very happy to be down there with the Shaw TV crew on December 6th down in the Cowichan for that game. And the Capitals right now, they've got the 1-0 lead over the Nanaimo Clippers. And the Nanaimo Clippers, big news for them off the ice with a new owner, Wes Mussio, a Vancouver lawyer. So let's have a little introduction to Wes right now.
They came oh so close. At the end of the 2016 playoff campaign, there was a strong possibility the Clippers would not be returning to Nanaimo, but instead be sold off to Campbell River. That didn't happen, but a long-term future of the Harbor City holding on to their BCHL team seemed in doubt, unless the franchise could find a new owner.
I'd like to introduce you to Wes and Penny Mussio. They have decided to take over the ownership of the club.
Mussio was the previous owner of the Junior B Delta Ice Hawks. He sold that team so he could upgrade to the Nanaimo Clippers.
Basically, I've always wanted to be at the top level, and it was nice to have a Junior B hockey team, but definitely if you have a Junior A hockey team, it's looked on much better. And so when I went through Junior B, I thought, well, I'd rather be at a higher level. And that's why I decided about 2.5 years ago to start looking for a Junior A hockey team, and finally managed to purchase one.
Well, it's a very exciting news for us. Obviously, this brings long-term stability to the club. We have an owner coming in with new passion, new money, who wants the team to succeed. He wants the team to stay in town.
I'm not the type of guy that'll come into a community and just take out their heart and soul, especially in the Clippers, who've been around over 45 years. So what you do is, if you did that, you'd look like the worst person imaginable. So that is not happening.
Well, I think it just reinforces the commitment of the Clippers organization and what it means to this community. We spent a lot of time last year and a lot of hard nights trying to figure out a way how to keep this team in town, because it was very close to leaving. Thankfully, all the effort that we put in has succeeded.
One of the flares I think I do have is I've got a good eye for talent, and I am also got the financial background to ensure we can do the necessary scouting and recruiting to get the best players in. So I plan to compete with some of the best teams in this league and have a really good on-ice product.
Mussio will be a hands-on owner, wanting to participate in the daily activities of his Junior A team. His first priority is to observe and evaluate.
As a good business owner, you don't come in and start rocking the boat until you actually understand the demographics of the team, because there could be some really good things that initially don't look that good, or vice versa. You might find some things that look good which ultimately are not. So you'd be crazy to sit there and just completely change around things until you understand the process, and you can learn from the process and understand how you can get it better and improve the product. So right now, it's just a matter of evaluation for a few months at the minimum.
I can only see this as a positive moving forward. The money injected off the ice as well as on the ice is going to be a huge boost. Hopefully we can reinvigorate the city, the citizens, and all our fans to make sure that this is a place to be on a Friday and Saturday night.
Cruising down the island highway, I got nowhere to be? Is it 1? Is it 9? Is it 2:45? Understand I'm in no hurry, it's just not how I am. Gonna get my yoga on at the Colliery Dam. You see, I eat real slowly at a leisurely pace. Get my hair styled nice so that it's not in my face. But what I really want to tell you is don't make me hurry up. Gonna sit and watch the waves while I sip from my cup. Got all day to work on my rhymes. Be prepared, it can rain or snow anytime. Doesn't stress me out to be standing in line. Chilling by the beach and I'm sure feeling fine. I got Mondays for snowmen, I got Tuesdays for runs, and all the rest of the days I eat cinnamon buns. Yes, the island is amazing and I wish you were here, and you're never more than 2 minutes away from a deer. So please join me in relaxing while he tattoos my arm. And where else in the world is there a unicorn farm? You know, I'm never in a rush, as you can see from this graphic, and I don't even get mad when I get stuck in traffic.
Wait a minute. There's no traffic on the island.
Traffic? What's traffic?
Oh my goodness, look at that, it's a mime. Gotta walk a lot of steps going one at a time. Oh no, I forgot my next line. Don't just stand there, throw me a lime.
Rivals. Noun. A person or thing competing with another for the same objective or for superiority in the same field of activity.
The BCHL is back live on Shaw TV. Things will heat up on the ice as Island rivals face off against one another up and down and all around Vancouver Island. 5 teams are all fighting one another to claim the status of Island champs. Tune in for our monthly Island matchup, only on Shaw TV.
20 minutes in the books here. Frank Craner in Nanaimo, live BCHL hockey. The Cowichan Valley Capitals with the 1-0 lead over the Nanaimo Clippers. Taking a quick look at our scoring summary right now. 1 goal at 14-15 to the first period, going to the Cowichan Valley Capitals. And we're looking at Nicholas Wilson getting his 4th goal of the season, assist from LaRoche and McTavish. Let's throw it up now to Evan and Kyle for some first period highlights.
Thank you very much, Matt. Evan Hammond and Kyle Christensen, as we're ready to begin the second. A quick look at how we got to a 1-0 Capital lead. Kyle?
Yeah, it was just a simple shot on the net. Look, he chips it, and then he just kind of bunts it past Featherston Hoggow, and that's exactly what the Cowichan Capitals needed. They needed a good start, got outshot in the first period, but, you know, they get the lead, they get into the break with the 1-goal lead, and that's exactly what they need to get out of the funk that they're caught in right now.
Icing against Nanaimo, just 9 seconds into this second, and, well, they don't ask you how, they ask you how many, and Nick Wilson, that'll be top shelf in the newspaper in a couple of days. 1-0 Capitals as we're set to begin the second. Capitals in their Road Rads navy blue and white trim. Clippers in their home whites. Take Coughlin. Nicely defended by Melaragny. Coughlin a good job to reel it back in though. Pochopinski wraps it sharp angle and a stop made by Featherston Hoggow. Fans up in arms about something. Calling. Well, defended by Thorpe. What'd you see there, Kyle?
There was a trip, and the Nanaimo bench was going crazy. Still no penalties in this game.
Oh, you cursed it. In back of the Nanaimo net, walked out by Coughlin. Centering, bid alone in front and unable to reel it. Skapski's second effort stopped it. It danced, it looked like, across the goal line with Featherston Hoggow. I think a side snow angel. Not sure how that stayed out. On open ice for Jordan Waring. Meander into the wall and put a sharp angle bid wide past J.J. Pichette in the Capital net. As Harold Tinling. Soft dump in, trying to chase. Maxwell Crozier stood his ground. Named it where it's picked off Franklin. Chen, wrist shot, off body. He's did a good job to reel it in by Featherston Hoggow. And great job by the setup crew here for Sean and Imo, as you can really hear the referees let us say, that's enough, guys, as a look at that Cowichan chance.
Well, this was a great save by Featherston Hoggow, and good job of Skapski to stay with it, and then the snow angel in the crease. And, Featherston Hogg made an effort like that against Alberni Valley over the weekend, and I think the puck hit iron, but, he just never gives up on a play, and that save was proof of that.
Keeping it at just a 1-0 Capital lead. It's an icing that it looked from our vantage point much closer to the post than I think the goaltender Pichette thought it was, as he was quite casual. And, well, there seems to be some dispute about whether that was indeed an icing or not, Kyle.
Well, the Nanaimo bench feels like Harris would have won the race for it and beat it out. And they blow it down, and the Clippers, I think they might have a case on that one.
Quite the amazing stat on Jake Harris that I had to do some extra homework on. A 13-game, season-long home point streak to September 8th. He has a point in every single home game he's played in. He missed some due to suspension, but that's a ridiculous number.
Well, he got the game winner in overtime against Cowichan the last time the Capitals were in this building, I do believe.
Little rebound at the side of the net on an overtime power play. A carbon copy of his game winner in overtime the game before, if I remember correctly, too, as Gervais will put it in deep. Bichette leaves for Marshall Skapski. Hard outlet, knocked down out of midair up the middle, but a nice job by Wilson to pull it from behind him with one hand of the stick to get it out and gain the Nanaimo zone. Wilson bounced off a Gervais check. Roche to support the battle, and he didn't have the puck, and Gervais hit him into the battle and hit Wilson. McTavish has it pinned. Gervais looks on. Wilson helps out. Gervais, a nice job to not let it leave that corner. A little trip away from the puck. Failed Wilson, and the Caps come away. Wrist shot and a pad save made. Featherston Hogg. Hard pass to the line. Kept in Banger. Good shot block. McTavish, off Van Roboys off the end glass onto the outside of the net. We'll see how the officials rule this one. It's off a block covered by the goalie. You'd think inside, but every time I make a guess like this, I usually find myself being wrong, Kyle.
I think it's probably going to be inside, and Cowichan is probably wondering when they're ever going to get a power play. They spent the last 2 games in Powell River where they combined for 4 power plays in the 2 games. Nanaimo got 9 against Alberni Valley on the weekend.
And against the Capitals, Powell River scored 3 times in the power play. Against Alberni, Nanaimo scored 3 times on the power play their last game. Also scored shorthanded, as did the Capitals, both in their last respective contests. Chopped out and found by Jack McNabb. Good body check on him by Jackson Belisle. Drops Van Roboys. Belisle. Wrist shot missed high off the end glass. Takes the momentum back to the point. Meloragni. Belisle. Drop pass to space. Warning in to get it. Meloragni. Shot off the outside of the base of the post. Backdoor pass. Belisle, nice job to stick with it to find it again, but again, high and wide short side. Meloragni. Mazer. Off the stick, up the middle to the line. Nice job to challenge it by Marinelli, but Caleb Franklin will support it and get it out. Couldn't hook up with Jackson in the attacking zone. Van Roboys. Walks, drops, Mazer. Nice stick check of the back check by Jackson as they collide. Mazer came out with it again. Feeds McBain. Couldn't get it on target. Cole Broadhurst. Nice job to get away on a back check from Bourne. Long shot blocked. On the back check, Bourne finds it. McBain. Celia tipped it. And Bourne will fight it to center. Off the skates of Mazer. Skated onto over the line, Celia. Nicely defended by McCann as he tried to pull a backhand toe pull around it to get in, and it's off traffic at the net, off Thorpe and in on J.J. Pichette.
4:15 into the second period, and that's Nanaimo's first shot on goal, and it was barely a shot on goal.
Definitely safe to say that that wouldn't qualify as a chance. Pretty good start to the period for the Capitals. Had the early opportunities around Featherston Hogg. Remains 1-0 Capitals. Good job on the draw by Sherlock against Collins. Banked ahead by Thorpe, held in by Maxwell Crozier. Just trying to sift one out the net off bodies. Nice job to come and support by Sherlock. He'll bank it ahead. Arcandrell, one touch deflected out Collins. Forced to the bottom of the circle, couldn't backhand it out front. Chops it under pressure out near side, but Broadhurst intercepts that. Thorpe supports him. Couldn't hook up on a clean outlet with Larkin. Crozier rink wide where it's dumped in deep by Warney. Thorpe under pressure for Broadhurst. And he'll hoist one high end over end, then skated onto. Trying to get in is Sherlock. Puck battle defended, it looked like, by Maxwell Crozier with help from Jordan Warning. Now that the line was Sherlock alone on an island, finding it, his line mates changing. Warning gave a hit, Sherlock protected the puck. Down by Marshall Skapski, side of the net, backhand in tight quarters, high and over the goal by Raphael Gosselin. And off of Coughlin, referee got in the way of Collins, who did a good job to pitchfork it out of his feet. Collins, short as center, dump in blocked by Skapski, quick up ahead for Gosselin. He'll accelerate to gain center, and he just got his head up. Pochopinski, wrist shot, missed long side. Would have tipped off the top of the collar of the blocker of Featherston Hoggow. Calling, another big hit at the line.
Yeah, that's an elbow. They're going to call that one. We have our first power play of the game.
Well, maybe, due to Crozier jumping in, and it looks like the referee, Van Deventer, will even this up. Now, was the contact high, or was the player somewhat in a compromising position, lunging and low?
Well, I think
Coughlin's a big kid, though.
I think the elbow got up there. We'll see if there's that extra penalty.
They do have 2 minutes on the board as we'll take a look at it.
It was kind of in that gray area where they call it more.
It's really nice to get to see these looks at it. Coughlin went kind of low with his body, but his hands were kind of high, and it is the first power play of the game. So here's the numbers. Nanaimo has the league's fourth best power play at 29 for 137. That's scoring at a 21.2% clip. First in the league on home ice, 17 for 67 at 25.4%.
Without their big trigger man, though.
Scores! Jake Harris rips it.
Matter.
Doesn't matter. And I'm really glad that I didn't give Harris the curse by talking about his point streak, because that will continue. It takes but 16 seconds on the power play, and just too much room for a guy that dangerous, as the league's top home power play will add another number on it as we take a second look at it.
Oh, this is just a beautiful job. Just rips it top shelf. No chance at all by Brechette on this one.
Crozier just slides it just into a perfect open space. Didn't even get to the Capitals penalty kill, and well, it's probably exhibit A on why it's dead last both overall and on the road, as in about 16 seconds Nanaimo was tied the game. And now it's the shift after the goal and the response. Riley Thorpe at the net, stopped by Featherston Hoggow, and Franklin, there was a rebound available, but it just eluded him. Celia Harris with a step trying to get in on Thorpe. Wrist shot low, and stick saved in the quarter glass by by Pichette. Nailed it out the line, but under pressure was Heinold. As Arnold Tindling pulls back, walks wide, spins to the corner. Cycles it where it's found by Franklin. Centering bid blocked by a collective effort of Celia and Heinold. Jackson, Capitals changing in the offensive zone, didn't see anybody. Did a good job to keep possession and walk it back in the goal. Jackson cycles it, Larkin, and get away from Gervais. Did a good job to elude him as well. Larkin cycles deep again, Sherlock throws on the brakes, trying to avoid Heinold, lost an edge, kept the puck. Soft bank, Chen put it in deep. Losing his stick as the puck arrived was Gervais. That allows Broadhurst a second chance. Sharp angle bid, stop, rebound! Knifed high by Sherlock right in the paint. Lynn lost on the poke check to Chen. Got it again, but Larkin holds it in. One-time chance, and Sherlock got checked from behind by Celia. Centering bid, not a lot on it. Puck battle, Lynn got enough of it that Larkin couldn't find it as Chen will glove it ahead. Pending hand pass called as Celia took advantage to give Sherlock a pretty hard ride away from the puck. Gervais and Broadhurst exchanging pleasantries.
Well, this is more of what we expect between two teams that are separated by 50 or 60 kilometers. I mean, they don't like each other, they know each other very well, and as I said, I expect them to get into each other's kitchen, as they say, for the rest of this game, because this is an important game for Nanaimo, and I mean, it's important for Cowichan too, because they want to end November on a good note, because it hasn't been a good month for them.
As our color commentator on Bulldogs broadcasts that I work with, Bruce McDonald, says when things like that happen, there's starting to be some feelings. Nice way to describe it. Yeah, it makes me chuckle every time too. Babbage took a bump, Nice job to support it, to put it ahead. Wilson. Hard cross-ice pass. Grist. Going to the net. McTavish. Good rebound control. Feathers Hog out. Kicked to the corner. Grist got it again. McTavish got knocked down by Crozier before the puck got there. Collins. Everyone just gave him center, and he'll bounce one in on Pichette that he had to be careful with, and he'll hold on to it.
I think if I were a goalie, those would be the shots that scare me the most because they're flipped in from well out. You know that if you get beat on it, you're going to be the GOAT all game. And, you know, it takes a weird bounce and it can go in. I mean, just ask Vesa Toskala. He knows all about that.
Well, the reason I'm up here and not down there playing net somewhere is that me being an old goalie, emphasis on old, was that a lot of shots scared me. Those bouncers, though. It's I don't like the sports comparison all the time, but that's really like you're an infielder in baseball, and you just got to get down in front of it and try to be big. But pucks, you know, in the dish shape, don't bounce as true as balls. Rimmed in back of the goal. McNabb protects the puck. Chasing him is Thorpe. McNabb reversed it. Belisle took a look for an outlet. McCann hit him. McNabb got there just late as Thorpe stepped in front of him. He got immediately checked. There's supporting it, trying to get it ahead is Pochopinski. Caleb Franklin, outfield Gosselin. Gains center and hoists a high backhand that bounces into the end wall. Coughlin took a hard hit from Melaragny. And skating onto it at center is Brad Belisle. Hard hit against the end wall. Loose puck, Belisle scores! As it was Van Roboys that made the hit down the puck. Belisle supports it, and Nanaimo has their first lead of the game.
That was made possible by Van Roboys. His hard work. He hits the guy against the end wall, gets it out in front for Belisle, who has had a lot of chances lately, and he finally gets rewarded going through the wickets here. But that was all Lucas Van Roboys who made that play happen. There's the hit. There's the job to get the puck loose and onto the stick of Belisle.
One that perhaps Pichette might want another crack at. A 5-hole wraparound, had the paddle down, but Busted just came up, somehow snuck through. And a good hit by Van Roboys on Simon Chen. Now another chance in front, and just failing to keep it on the stick of the backhand was Mazur. Franklin, Jackson pulls up, fires, block it away by Featherston Hogout. Centering bid, tipped away back to the line. Grist dumped it into the corner. Jackson. Centering chance in front, and the shot by Timling got forced wide by McBain. Another centering bid right through the paint to the hash marks, intercepted by Moore. He'll take a return pass and gain the zone. Knifed away by Pichette, the shot that was heading wide. Fought off the end. Out for Peng, and Tinling will lift to center. I've been impressed with the Capitals' both goals against this period. Their pushback has been good.
Well, that's always the test. It's when you give up a goal, how do you respond? And their response has been good, as you alluded to.
Banger. Off his stick at center, Harris. Out of the reach of him was the Crozier pass. Celia drops, Harris gains the zone. Jake Harris. Got forced by Banger, but got it in deep. Celia, supported well by Brady Lynn. Banger gave him a bump, and Celia found it again. Sherlock pushed him off of it, and Banger will go D to D for Boo Grist. Hard rim. Nice tip to the middle by Broadhurst. Just failed to hook up on what might have been a 2-on-1 for Sherlock with Larkin. Delayed offside, Broadhurst waits for Larkin to tag up. Gains the zone. Slaps it wide, endboard bounce. Sherlock knocked away by Maxwell Crozier before it got to him. Sherlock on a capital change. Everyone wants too many, not intentionally played, hit the player heading off. Play continues, Crozier. Nicely taken away by Thorpe, quick up Wilson. Couldn't knock the outlet pass down. Dumped back in on a tag up offside again as Wilson, a little extra bump to an already knocked down Marinelli that he got away with. 2-1 Nanaimo, 8:30 to play here in the second. Pass to the skated McTavish, Marinelli ahead for Colley. McTavish, hard hit on him. He'll come away with the puck too and cross quarter dump it in. Melaragny to get it with McTavish on him. Hard rim, Colley. Deft chip to the middle. Babbage, good job to outfight McCann. Babbage kept it through a whole bunch of traffic. Now one-timer, Melaragny missed low. Edward bounces active, as Kyle talked about earlier, but he is out of harm's way at the shot of the net. Babbage and Wilson as Babbage feeds Marinelli. Waits, shot blocked. McTavish, loose puck. Colley centers in front. What a stop as Pichette robbed Babbage. And he got a left toe on Collins as well. Now Laregni's shot tipped and stopped by Pichette again, as he just made 3 or 4 really good ones and a couple of the we need to see again variety.
Well, I mean, everybody in the island, they know that Cowichan is a very good starting goaltender. But boy, this JJ Pichette, he has definitely shown that he can hang in this league too. What a save, that kick save. He just kicked it out.
Cal Babbage appeared to do everything right. He outweighted him, he pulled it to his backhand, and Pichette just, well, didn't give up on it.
That makes my groin hurt just watching that save.
And then a one-time bid, and then another rebound stop. And, well, you talked about Adam Marcoux. I was somewhat surprised to not see that he was getting the start tonight. He's third in the league in minutes. He's first in saves made. He's played a lot. However, talking to Justice Doucette, the play-by-play voice of the Capitals, he said Pichette was great in a 7-5 loss in Powell River on Saturday night, and he wasn't surprised at all. And, well, looked like a pretty good call after 20 with how good Pichette played. A couple goals against, and you think maybe he's run out of rope, and well, then he looked outstanding there, and now it's a penalty against Babbage, but it's Harris on a shorthanded breakaway. Harris trying to get away from McCann, right in, scores! 9 seconds on the penalty kill. 3-1.
Nanaimo has the trifecta now. They have a power play goal, an even strength goal, and a shorthanded goal. And we were singing the praises of JJ Pichette. There's nothing he could have done on that one. That is a goal scorer's move. Harris comes in alone, settles the puck, and he goes, forehand, backhand, slips it through the middle. He forced Pichette to open up, and you can't save that. That's just a great move by a goal scorer, and beautiful job of finishing.
Harris has a couple, one on the power play, one shorthanded, and it took, 14 seconds? And now they're calling Nanaimo for icing. Unfortunately, the Lions don't want that one back because Nanaimo is on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's one of those embarrassing calls midweek. It's a midweek game.
Capitals power play is 12th, 22 for 129, 17.1%. It's 16th away from home, 8 allowed. 16th, 8 for 71 and 11.3%. They came in with 9 shorthanded goals against. That is tied with one back of Seminar for a league worst 10, but now they've given up 10. 10 shorthanded goals against. Clippers penalty kill, now has 3 shorthanded for, and it's their Achilles heel is their penalty kill, especially at home. It's 16th out of 17 teams. Their power play's best at home. Their power play's second worst. Their penalty kill, is it's Wilson. Cross-checking was incidentally the penalty call to Babbage, which I didn't see. Maybe a little frustration on those saves made, as you talked about how he's been snake bitten for a while now. Wilson out for Larkin. Nice couple moves to get right in, and then ran out of hands. Parker Colley, and a good keep by Skapski keeps the zone alive. Quick shot, Wilson stopped by Featherston Hoggow, and good defense. Belaragni protected the line. Skapski made a great play to hold it in, but they couldn't make a follow-up one, and Collins will dump it in. And Gerald Tinling, a banker. Gosselin for Jackson. At the line, good support. Gosselin kept it in. Tinling walks right in, a backhand, and he missed low long side. Might have been going for an off-the-net deflection there. Good job to win the puck and then take a hit, and immediately falling on top of it. Not sure who it is at the bottom of that pile, as we don't have a good vantage point. Might be Harris. Is he back out there? Why not get another one shorthanded?
Jocelyn's bottom of the pile, Harris, and those blue line misplays on a power play, those can just be killers, as we saw with Harris. A mishandle at the blue line on a power play. He gets a breakaway, he gets an opportunity, and just a great finish by a great goal scorer. You gotta give him credit. That was a nice move.
The goal scorer's goal was impressive, but the fantastic read to create it too. Just to read that D-to-D pass and to be there with the stick in the lane. Well, more than just one dimension there. That's just pretty good awareness. Good face-off win to keep the zone alive. McCann Softly for Coughlin. Returns it McCann for Thorpe. A lot of bodies in front. McCann. Trying to seam pass. It went off a series of sticks. Thorpe holds the line again. Pochopinski, 5 on the power play. Coughlin. Back to the line again, McCann. Coughlin, untouched, deflects it off the end glass. Penalties over, Babbage is out. Capitals are -2 in the special teams with the power play allowed and a shorty allowed. Keep the zone alive though. McTavish now poked out and then delayed trip. And a kick play by Babbage. Couldn't hook up with a teammate, but that's why they play all the sewer ball before the game. Good attempt. Long pass. Coughlin waits. McTavish goes to the net. Coughlin took a hit from Gervais. Gervais took it and then took the puck. 3-1 Nanaimo, 5:15 to play in the second. Ooh, and a stick right in the body of Gervais. Ouch. He'll toss it aside disgustingly. Van Roboys. Strong net drive, defended well by Grist. Van Roboys. Sherlock into step in front of that. McNabb took it away. Belial. Referee Van Devender, a good job to stay out of that play. Gervais. Quick D-to-D, Heinold. Off a couple of skates, Belial. Van Roboys. Crafty play through his legs. Belial till a walk out. Grist met him as he walked out for the near post. Centering bid went off the paddle of Pichette along the ice. Sherlock feed it ahead. Gervais pinches to keep it alive. Belial walks out again. Looks to the line instead of the net this time. Cross ice just got it away from McTavish for Gervais. Looks like a power play. Heinold a drive and ooh, Pichette took contact. And Van Roboys pleads innocence. Referee doesn't buy that. What does Kyle Christensen think? Was he helped in by the D-man, or was that accidentally on purpose to borrow a line from Jim Hughes?
If Van Roboys wants to get out of this scot-free, he's going to need a pretty good lawyer. I mean, he went in and looks like he got his leg on the goaltender. Maybe a bit of a sell job, but I mean,
I was just thinking that.
That's a penalty. But I mean, this line, this Belial Van Roboys, I think McNabb line, they got a lot of size, and their cycle has just been terrific, especially here in the second period.
Oh, it was actually, was that the stick of the Capital defender?
It looks like it might have been.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was Riley Thorpe. Great job of the guys and gals in the truck to detect that, and the camera crew to find it. Friendly fire and a Capital break. They'll happen. The officials are human, and I would have thought that was contact on the goalie as well. But now we see why Van Roboys was, so animated in his gesticulating and saying, hey, man, not me. But he can blame the 8,000,006 players before him that acted the exact same way when they were completely guilty, that we didn't buy it.
Yeah, from our vantage point, we didn't get a good look at the stick that got Pichette.
Capitals are 0 for 1 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. They're down 3-1 with 4 to play in the second. This is an important moment. One would have to think a 2-goal game to try to get some momentum with 4 minutes just under to play in the second. And a further look at those numbers, we barely had time before all the hoopla of the shorthanded goal against. They're 17th on the penalty kill. They're 14th and then 12th overall in the power play. 22 for 129 against 17.1%. Wilson, McCann. Return pass, McCann. Shot, pad save, rebound. What a blocker save made there. Pochopinski by Featherston Hoggow. As that looked like a sure goal and a shot and a rebound at the side of the net. Ragged all the way deep and put ahead for McTavish, who did a nice job to avoid Cal Babbage. Tate Coughlin couldn't find his pass. Did make an effort to get it into the Nanaimo zone, but can't get possession. Check thrown on Celia. And now it's Wilson avoiding Crozier to gain the zone as the Capitals change. Jackson, Skapski, one time in a left pad save made low by Featherston Hoggow. Larkin, a fight off Crozier. Does a good job and then drops it. Coughlin, short side high, and a good save by Featherston Hoggow there.
Give the Capitals credit in this game, because the last game that Nanaimo played here at home against Alberni Valley, Featherston Hoggow did a great job with his rebound control. There wasn't a whole lot that he kicked out against the Bulldogs. In this game, it seems like the Capitals are putting the pucks in places where Featherston Hoggow is forced to kick a rebound out, and they're getting to a lot of them, and they're just putting it over the net. These guys have some pretty nice backhands.
Gosselin, Skapski, great shot block as the crowd appreciates that effort of David Meloragny, down to 10 in the penalty to Van Rolboys. 2.5 of the second of a 3-1 Nanaimo lead. They scored 3 times in this period to erase a 1-0 deficit after 20. Gosselin deflected but wide by Sherwock. Bouncing puck, Skapski showed some good top skills to hold it in. Meloragny blocks his shot and finds Harris. Back to 5-on-5. Harris the 2 on the game. Wrist shot off the stick of Gosselin, patted away by Pichette. Harris sort of pursued Tindling, who did a good job to pull away to gain neutral ice with it. Sherlock unable to knock it away as Harris protects it, and it's off the stick of a Capital and out to center. Van Rolboys and Celia with them. Ooh, and Van Rolboys fell and then accidentally got the stick up into the face of McCann. And that's just scary when the stick goes up into that area. There's lots of important stuff up there. That was completely accidental, but if he's cut, it's one where the Capitals might want to get the referees to counsel their linesmen. If the referees missed it, linesmen can call double minors, obviously, as Capitals athletic therapist Tanner McGaw comes up to take a look at him.
Looks like he'll be okay, but yeah, it is a scary play. And I'm not sure if it was a stick or whether he just fell awkwardly onto the ice on that one. We're going to get a look at it here. And
oh, it was the skate? It looked like the left skate. That's even scarier, those 1/8 of an inch blades of razor sharp steel. Wow.
Very lucky on this one, and happy that he's able to get off to the bench without any damage. Those are always extremely scary, and happy he's okay.
Just a little example of how dangerous this game can be. Larkin right in the body and Featherston Hoggow. There was a rebound there for about 1/10 of a second off his body, off the Clipper crest on his chest, and very quickly eaten up on.
And Cowichan Capitals, a very good response since that 3-1 goal. They have, I would say, probably carried the play for the last 3 or 4 minutes. They've had opportunities, they've had shots on goal, and Featherston Hoggow a shutout in his last outing, and solid again here tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you about the Capitals' response, especially considering it's a shorthanded goal against. Those are just extra deflating and that much tougher to mentally respond to. It's off the toe of the stick of Larkin, and Chris stepped up to put a good hit on Bourne. That allows Larkin to gain center. Randy Lynn nicely defended his attempt to pull it by him and jump around him. Now it's a pending icing, says Jordan Wood, and it will be that with Matt Calais, the backlines, and calling it. Wood agreeing with 1:12 to play here in the second of a 3-1 Nanaimo lead.
And we have seen a few penalties here in the second period, and the Capitals, I think, to state the obvious, getting a goal here in the last minute would be huge for their confidence going into the third period.
Special teams, such a difference so often, and a big difference in the last, 19 minutes here. Controlled by Gosselin. They'll find Chen, a wrist shot patted away by Featherston Hoggow. Nice job by Gosselin to go get it, but Chen had backed out of the zone. Might have felt some pressure that wasn't there. Pochopinski on the attack. Snap shot blocked by McBain. Finds it again. Job of the referee Slutto to stay in the middle and out of the way. Sharp angle bid in and out of the glove of Featherston Hoggow, and then Pochopinski couldn't believe his good fortune. Out to 2-on-1. Mazer to the net. Colley over the line. Walks, fires! Just tipped off the toe of the glove of J.J. Pichette. Colley knocked down a pass in the corner, but it was an aerial. Skapski finds it. Drops for Chen. They'll relay ahead for Gosselin. Good job by Babbage to give him no time. Pochopinski looks on. Collins sifts it free. Feeds Colley. Off his stick, Meloragny. Wrist shot deflected wide. Might have been by Coughlin. Now deep slot Colley. Nice move on the backhand. Stick save Pichette. Lovely hands there. Down to 1 second, and Babbage will run out of time. Pretty entertaining period of hockey as the Nanaimo Clippers erase a 1-goal deficit after 20 minutes. And all we need now, Kyle, is the penalty shot and the empty netter. And they can complete the quintet of every single way you can score a goal.
Well, you talk about penalty kill goal, or a penalty shot goal. That is the goal that tied it up the last time the Capitals were in Nanaimo. 2-1. Cowichan leads third period, and I think it was Tristan Crozier with the penalty shot goal in that game. So, we might see it. You never know. This game's been kind of crazy.
Lots of stuff to come in your intermission. To begin it, we will send it down to Matt.
Thank you very, very much, Evan and Kyle. Yes, 40 minutes of great action. 20 more minutes here to come. All the scoring in the second period done by the Nanaimo Clippers, including 2 goals by the Clippers' leading scorer, Jake Harris. 1 on a power play, 1 on shorthanded, as mentioned by our great play-by-play crew. The Clippers winning the special teams battle, and so far winning on the scoreboard 3-1 after 40 minutes. All right, now it's time to check in with BCHL broadcaster and PS4 Rocket League champion Dan Marshall. Now, he's usually making calls when teams are shorthanded. But what happens when 4 players are short-sticked? Well, it's a battle for the Vandy Cup on Ice Clips with Dan Marshall.
Welcome to Ice Clips. I'm Dan Marshall. We all know the Nanaimo Clippers are great on the ice, but what are they like in the locker room playing a game of mini hockey with mini sticks? We brought 4 competitors together to see who can win the Vandy Cup. Let's meet our first 2 contestants. Jake Harris is one of Nanaimo's top goal scorers, and he's also a very aggressive player when it comes to his mini hockey.
I'm the youngest of 2 brothers, 2 older brothers, so I was picked on a lot and had to play goalie and had to fight for myself in those, one-on-one battles in the basement, and it got pretty physical, and I think I can take this one today.
Jeremy Gervais is a great rookie defenseman in the BCHL with the Clippers, but he's a savvy veteran at mini hockey.
I'd say I'm experienced. I had a lot of buddies. We played a lot of games, and I think I can take the championship. Harris, I don't think can match up, so we'll see our first game here.
Jake Harris showing his offensive touch. That looks like one of his go-to overtime celebrations in BCHL play. 1-0 Harris. Gervais from his own goal. Games to 2 in the mini hockey league. The scoop shot seems to be away. We're going, what a save. Whoa, Gervais ties this up. Harris takes it from his own goal line. Tough on the knees. It's a 1-1 tie. Old glove save by Gervais. The goaltending has been actually a highlight of this game so far. Oh, a couple of muckers and grinders here. Oh, off the post for Jake Harris. Oh, off the post and in. Gervais, a winner. Incredible celebration from Jeremy Gervais, and what a win. The dramatics of mini stick hockey.
I'm battling. I think I'm, battling through a torn ACL, MCL, meniscus right now. It's been a tough day. But, I'm going to get back on the horse, fall down 7, get up 8, and just got to be back next year.
Harris was a great opponent, much respect for him. Excited to see Brad and Mel go at it here and see who I got to take on in the finals.
One of the stars of Game 2 is David Milleragny. He perfected his game in his basement in Philadelphia, and now he's bringing it here to Nanaimo.
I consider myself the Roger Federer of mini hockey, so just the best.
Brad Belisle has a great hockey pedigree and he loves to score goals, but does he have what it takes to win at mini hockey?
I played a lot as a kid, like hockey in the hall at my grandparents' house, at my house, wherever I could get at it. So I'm really confident going into this.
Oh, huge goal for Brad Belisle. That was a serious snipe by Brad Belisle. That might be the goal of the tournament so far. Very measured approach. The chip shot has been a tried and true method here. Posting up. Oh, goal post and in! Post and in shot. David Milleragny has tied this game at 1-1. Both games have gone to OT. This game is no different. The Bull Islanders against Team David Meloragni. He does not need a nickname, but he needs another goal here. So far, defensemen, Clipper defensemen, are 1-0 in this game. Oh, and David Meloragni with a diving play wins the game. Sets up an all D-men final. Meloragni against Gervais.
It's just two good Ontario boys went down today. I don't think they should have. So, you know, cards fell how they did. So good luck to both guys in the finals.
Brad was a very good opponent there, you know, but I had to work hard, get my 2 goals. Glad I came out with the W.
By looking at that last game, I think I just try to be good in net and capitalize on my chances, and I think the title will be mine for sure.
He's a good player, you know. I think he's a little too aggressive. I think I can capitalize on that, play a little defense, attack when he goes a little too far offensively, and I think I can put a couple goals in from there.
Honestly, offense, I think, is going to win the championship today, so we'll see how that goes for me.
Team Meloragni and Team Gervais. Oh, what's a goaltending goal? What a goal! I like that as a goal. That's a good goal, Team Meloragni. 1-0, 1 goal away from championship glory.
Goal!
I'm agreeing, goal. We got 3 goal judges here that say this is a 1-1 tie. Overtime in the final. Face off for OT. This is too big a moment. Meloragni and Gervais for the Vandy Cup, the championship of mini hockey. Oh, and Meloragni gets the goal. What a performance. What a performance.
You know, he's a very good player, very good at mini hockey, but he's a little offensive, and what I told you earlier, I was going to expose his offense with my defense, and that's how I won the game. There's no word to describe what I'm feeling right now. It's just ecstatic. It's amazing.
David Meloragni is your Nanaimo Clippers mini-stick hockey champion. 2 great games and 2 nail-biters right down to overtime to win the title. Thanks to all of our players on today's show, Brad Belisle, Jeremy Gervais, and Jay Karras. It was a fun competition of Nanaimo Clippers mini hockey. For Ice Clips, I'm Dan Marshall.
Great stuff as always from Dan Marshall, and congrats to the Vandy Cup champ. You're watching BCHL Hockey live here on Shaw TV. After 40 minutes, the Nanaimo Clippers with a 3-1 advantage over the Cowichan Valley Capitals, and very pleased to welcome a very special guest here to the broadcast. Very big news off the ice as announced on November 10th. Nanaimo Clippers with a brand new owner, and the owner standing right beside me, Vancouver lawyer Wes Mussio. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Nanaimo and welcome to the BCHL.
Thank you very much. I really look forward to being in this league for many years to come.
Perfect. I know a lot of excitement around the Clippers right now. So, and speaking of excitement, what drove your interest and excitement in purchasing the Clippers?
Well, I've always been involved in hockey. I used to run the Burnaby Winter Club for 5 years, and then I got a team called the Delta Ice Hawks in the Pacific Junior Hockey League, which is Junior B. And then I started to realize I wanted to move up to the top level in Junior A hockey, and so I started looking for a team about 2.5 years ago, being very careful and trying to figure out which one was best for me. And Nanaimo came up for sale, and I thought this was a great opportunity because it's a really good hockey town, great tradition, 45 years of history, and I thought this was a really good one. And so I was able to get a good deal, and now I'm here.
A lot of folks, again, very, very glad to have you here. And I do want to ask you a little bit about some sports background. I know reading up on you growing up in the Kootenays, a lot of sports, soccer, hockey, track and field, but also working with a law firm, I can imagine that takes up a lot of time. So how is it that you managed to keep that interest in sports still going both on a personal and administrative level?
Well, I used to, as a lawyer, I'd go to the office and I would want to do extra sports. So I played beer league hockey on like 5 teams at one time. I was a psycho person, but over time your body doesn't like doing that very much, and so now I figured I'd better off being an administrator and involved in sports that way as opposed to playing them as much. So being 53 years of age, sometimes you got to hang up the skates and move on to help other people.
And it's not just again from a player to administrator, but also you're also a hockey father.
I am. My son plays for Coquitlam Express. He's played there 2 years. He's almost 100 games in this league, and and so I have to watch him and cheer for his team, and it's going to be a tough one when I have to see the two teams play. I don't know who I'm going to cheer for. Probably for Coquitlam Express, no offense, because you always support your children.
Absolutely, and sport of children, of course, the sport of the community. Now, I've read that you're opening up a branch of the firm here in Nanaimo, spending some time living here as well. So just speak about, I guess, to the folks from Nanaimo watching, what does it mean for you to get involved in this city?
Well, I'm really happy because originally my partner and I, Eric Goodman, for the law firm, we were looking in Vancouver Island to have an office because we have 4 offices across the province, and so we're looking at Nanaimo and Victoria, and it just made a perfect, perfect thing that we take one of the 2 cities, and so adding the Junior A hockey team gives me another excuse to come over here, and we're opening up an office for injury law December 1 in Nanaimo, so I'm really happy to be part of the community.
Perfect. All right, well, thank you so much, Wes. Congratulations again on your purchase of the Clippers and now entering the BC Hockey League, and all the best for the rest of this season and beyond.
Thank you very much.
All right, it's great to see Wes Mussio, new owner of the Nanaimo Clippers here on Shaw TV. And from a new owner of a hockey team, we're going to go to a new team. Vancouver Island University here in Nanaimo has a new team competing in the BC Intercollegiate Hockey League against schools such as the University of Victoria, SFU, and Selkirk College. Actually, Wes went there for a time as well. And I recently went down and checked out a practice and checked out what the team was about, how they balance sport with their studies. Take a look.
This is a pretty odd neck protector.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt Carter. Welcome to Matt About Town. I'm here to tell you about a brand new hockey team in town, the VIU Mariners, a club team through Vancouver Island University. Now usually I'm actually down at the rink for the games, playing the organ, DJing some music, but the truth of the matter is, I've always wanted to be a goalie. So let's strap on the pads and see what the team is all about. Describe the level of play here in the BCIHL.
I'd say it's very comparable to a lot of the junior that they have in town, whether it be the Bucks or the Clippers.
People are a lot more stronger and more patient, and mindset is a lot better out here.
Classic hockey IQ is really strong.
Yeah, the hockey IQ is stronger, and boys are men out here.
We got some junior A guys, got some junior B guys, got a few dub guys sprinkled in, but it's good level hockey.
It's a high tempo, hard hitting. It's fun hockey to watch. I mean, guys are out there, there's fights, there's a lot of goals, there's tic-tac-toe plays. I mean, it's got it all.
What does it mean to you to be able to get an education and play competitive hockey at the same time?
Oh, best thing ever. I love it. I love the sport, love playing hockey, and just being able to get my education at the same time, dream come true.
I didn't think I was going to be still playing hockey after my 20-year-old year in junior, and I ended up getting an opportunity in Selkirk and then coming back to the island, which is pretty damn close to home, and it's just been a dream. It's been an absolute blast.
It means almost everything. I've always wanted to go to post-secondary schooling here, and to be able to play the game I love while getting an education is nothing but awesome.
How do you balance playing competitive hockey and your studies?
Time management, yeah, it's a grind, but we practice every day at 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m., so it's kind of nice to get practice out of the way in the morning, and the rest of the day is just basically studying.
A lot of the guys here in similar programs, so I know a lot of the guys will do homework together or study in the libraries.
There's a couple study groups that will head up to the library every once in a while and get that done, but it definitely takes some work when you're a first-year student balancing the workload with the hockey.
All right, no, I'm going to take some shots here in a little bit. I can barely skate. I've never played goal before. What chance do I have?
Out here, I don't know. These guys got some good shots, but I think if you just stay in there and don't try and give anything away, you should be able to do all right.
Stay in front of the middle of the net, you know?
Play the angles.
Yeah, play the angles. Make sure you know where your posts are, I guess. I'm not sure.
Flop around. Be like Hasek.
I've been told to watch the posts, flop around, and stand up. So really, it's kind of mixed messages.
I'd watch some guys shoot for your head for sure.
right, well, my save percentage might not be too good, but if you want to see the VIU Mariners take shots against some real goalies in the BCIHL, check out the VIU Mariners men's hockey website. Get the full schedule on there. All sorts of great games generally happening Saturday right here at the Nanaimo Ice Center. Games going all the way into February and March, so we'd love to see you out there supporting VIU hockey. From out about town, my name is Matt Carter. See you on the ice!
My name's Lucy, and I'm 93 years old. My hobbies are baking, reading, and now jumping out of an airplane.
Hi, my name's Judy. I'm 65 years old, and I love skydiving.
Skydiving has always been on my bucket list, and Judy came along and she said she's doing it. I said, well, let's do it together.
This lady's crazy lady. She just loves excitement.
I hear you're quite the daredevil. Awesome.
I don't scare easy. Not before, not during, not after. It was something I wanted to do, so what's the use of being scared? The sensation coming out, you feel like you're free, you're flying. It's fabulous.
I never wanted to land. I just wanted to fly up there with the birds.
It could become addictive for me.
I'm going to do it again and again and again.
If you just sit there, then you feel of your little aches and pains. It gets worse. Go out and enjoy yourself and do something you like.
Rivals. Noun. A person or thing competing with another for the same objective or for superiority in the same field of activity.
The BCHL is back live on Shaw TV. Things will heat up on the ice as Island rivals face off against one another up and down and all around Vancouver Island. 5 teams are all fighting one another to claim the status of Island champs. Tune in for our monthly Island matchup, only on Shaw TV.
Just about ready for the third period of action between the Capitals and the Clippers. Let's take a quick look right now at the second period scoring summary. Here after 40 minutes, 3 goals for the Nanaimo Clippers, taking care of all the scoring in that one. 2 goals from Jake Harris, leading scorer for the Nanaimo Clippers. 1 on the power play, 1 shorthanded. Also a goal sandwiched in between those by Brad Belisle, pacing the Clippers to the 3-1 lead after 40 minutes. Let's things up now to Evan and Kyle, who not only dropped an excellent Vesa Toskala reference, but can take a look at some highlights from the second period.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, any Vesa Toskala reference is 2 bits in my book. Kyle, take us through some of these goals and what you saw. The fans saw watching through 40 minutes here.
Well, this first one is just an absolute blast by Harris. Top shelf, not any chance at all by Perchette on this one. I don't think there's a goalie in this league that's going to stop that one. And that tied it up. And then this is just a great job of Lucas Van Rooijboys. Bangs his man against the glass, throws it out front. Belisle bangs it in. And you'll see it again. Here comes the hit. Bangs gets the puck and throws it out front. 5-hole Belisle. And 2-1 there. And then here's the giveaway. And this is a great finish. This is why I could never be a goaltender, because you just get turned around, and beautiful finish by Harris on that one.
Very silky as it's almost jammed in by Wilson. Featherston Hoggow had gone down to try to poke check. It looked like he might have whiffed on it. Just hit his right toe in the inside of the post and stayed out as the referee, Zach Sletto, has found a guilty party. Hooking is the call. It's actually created by Wilson, who got a little over aggressive to get in and underneath the Clipper defender. Great job breaking down those highlights. As it's one of those penalties. You get that stick parallel. Not a lot in there, but enough to probably create a chance, is maybe why the official went with that. So Nanaimo, 1 for 1 on the power play, up 3-1. This is one of those, they're on the mat, put them away moments here. Parker calling. Return pass from Gervais. Goal line feed, Collins. Rotates out, finds Gervais again. Babish battling in front. McTavish whacking at Gervais. It took a couple chops of the stick, but got it in deep again. Babish. Changes coming on the point. Off the stick, but controlled by Cawley. Then tripped up by Thorpe. It'll be a long 5-on-3. One of those excuse me trips, Kyle, and this is a big moment, made even bigger with a 2-man advantage for 126 or less.
Well, 2-man advantages, you know, they're sometimes a tough thing for the offensive team to deal with, because you feel like you have all that room on the ice and all that time, so you get a little bit complacent, you maybe take a little extra time, and before you know it, it's down to 5-on-4, and then it's gone. So urgency's still got to be the message with the 5-on-3. Cowichan, this is not what they needed, and this is a big moment for them in this game to stay in it.
If there's any stat heads out there, I would love to have a 5-on-3 success rate tabulated. Worry, Crozier, Worry, Crozier as they play catch. Babbage. Posted and he scores! What a beautiful goal. You can hear it at home, and that takes, again, 14 seconds on the man advantage, and it's 4-1.
That is a bounce Babbage has been looking for quite some time. He's been snake bit, he's had opportunities. First shift of the game, he had one bang off the post and then stay out. This is another perfect shot. Nothing Pichette can do on this one. It's just a gorgeous post and in shot that, again, I don't think a lot of goaltenders in this league would stop a shot like this. It's just put in the perfect spot.
And back to your comments that I wanted to get to, but well, play started so quick and we had a goal about the success rate on the 5-on-3s. It's that not just is there the complacency, there seems to be the reluctance to shoot and the mindset of you got to set up a pretty one. Well, Babbage, you never shoot, you don't score. Just perfect. 4-1, and they remain on the power play. They're 2 for 2. The league's best home power play at 25.4% into tonight. Well, they're 100% so far. That'll up the numbers, and they remain on the power play. Crozier. Nice back check, broken up and put out of the zone by Tate Coughlin. Warney with Tinling on his tail. Use the net as a screen. Avoids Tinling with a quick step out and slides it. Nice little poke check to defend the line defensively there by Thorpe. Short-handed Tinling chances a head-high wrister that Christensen catches and is content to stop play up 3 here.
Well, that Cal Babbage goal, I mean, Victoria Royals fans who might be watching this game don't need a reminder, but Cal Babbage, as a member of the Everett Silvertips, ended the longest game in WHL history last year in the playoffs, 5 overtimes before it was settled.
Is that when they bring pizza into the room?
Oh, I would hope pizza would be in long before that.
Trying to think of guys that I know that have ended 5 overtime games. Keith Primo.
I actually won $2 on that.
The Primo one or the Babbage one?
The Primo one.
Oh, wow. It's dumped in by Meloragni. Belial. Did you stay through to the end of quintuple overtime to see that go in? Good job. Good job.
Did, yes.
It's a puck on edge all the way down, and Christensen will leave it for Meloragni. Down to 10 on the Nanaimo power play. They might not score for the first time. Van Roll boys. Well, maybe not. In and a backhand Belial and a dance between the wickets of Pichette. And that had to be really, really close again with 1 second remaining in the McTavish penalty.
That's a great save by Pichette. And it almost snuck through him. He did the telltale look behind him, but he got it in time.
Great view on this angle here. Yeah, it wasn't as close as it looked to us, but Pichette certainly made us think so. So back to even strength, and Nanaimo 2 for 3 on the power play. 4-1 they lead. It's a jamming attempt, and Pichette a nice job to hold the body of the blocker on him up against the post to keep it out.
Well, Pichette, I believe, is playing in Carey Park for the Islanders in the VIJHL, and he comes in here tonight against a team that's got points in 11 straight, that's really playing well, and he has been outstanding, I think, for the Capitals in this one, despite the 4 goals against.
Could be about 6 or 7 with a couple of breakaway saves and one-time bids in tight. Backhand effort by Brady Lynn missed the goal. Capitals affiliate defender Alexandra Banger wanted battle, came out with the puck. Good, a hard outlet. Grist couldn't squeeze it. He was in the way of Coughlin. As a result, it's a turnover, and it's Mazur. Knifed away with a goal stick of Pichette. Lynn gloved it down. Giving him a little bump and banking it off the glass was Raphael Gosselin. Meloragni hard back to find it, lip of the crease. In front of his goalie will again go glass it out. And well, the Clippers can enjoy themselves a little bit here. Nothing fancy needs to be done, but when you're up 4-1 with 16 minutes to play in the third, guys maybe start, it's hard to reel them in, would you agree, that guys want to get more points, and you get some bad habits in there maybe.
Well, absolutely. You feel comfortable.
Coughlin, a shot stop, rebound put just wide. Skapski, Coughlin. Job of the referee Benevento to hurdle the puck. Skapski reversed again. Coughlin trying to wrap around bid, stopped by Featherston Hoggal. Puck remains there and got jammed and stopped with a paddle down by Featherston Hoggal again.
Well, I think Coughlin's probably been the Capitals' best forward in this game. It seems like every time he's on the ice, he's generating opportunities. That one, he just uses his big body and his long reach to go around and try and wrap one in. But I've been impressed with him. I think he's probably been their best forward in this game.
The Victoria native acquired from Camrose of the Alberta Junior Hockey League with several years of Western Hockey League experience preceding that. Scored on Wednesday. His first shift, it might have been in a Capital uniform a week ago tonight against Alberni in a 4-4 tie, and scored in Powell River on the weekend as well. 2 goals, 3 games played. Babbage trying to fight it ahead. 10-length shot. Ooh, and that one hit Collins in the meat of the knee, it looked like. Came out of the zone. Anderson Hoggal plays the dump in for Maxwell Crozier. North Van native committed to Providence. His brother out of the lineup. Over the line, Collins. Little stutter step to get by Thorpe. Cross crease feed, fed back to the line, Warning. One-timer, Crozier hit a stick in front and a chest save made by Pichette. Collie got dumped hard in the crease. Play continues as it's off Andrew Jackson into the Capital zone. Golfed ahead by Warning, held in by McCann. Roughed up by Maxwell Crozier, who snuck free to play the puck. Quick rim that Lynn got in front of. McCann blocked his effort to clear, but Lynn just bodied him right out of the zone with a little bulldozer. Center ice puck battle sees Lynn again find it. Wilson cuts off his dump in. Played ahead by Thorpe under the reach of Jackson. Down again by Thorpe. Over for Andrew McCann. 14-14 to play, period 3. Capitals in a 4-1 hole. Clippers attempting a continuous streak of points in 11 straight games. Capitals trying to snap a streak of being winless in 12, winless on the road on the season, in fact, in 16 games. They got some work down by 3. Haven't shown any signs of quitting though, Kyle. They're packing it in, which is admirable.
Well, they're just gonna, the only way to get out of a funk like this is hard work. Their coaching staff knows it. They're not, well, we got to fight now.
Oh, here we go. Brady Lynn with some immediate rights. Not sure who it is for the Capitals, but jersey over the head, and Lynn is teeing off. Capital player to his credit is not backing off. The lines that are in.
That's the goal scorer for Cowichan. That's Wilson in there.
Couldn't even see it because you detected it by the time I did. The jersey's over his head, and well, I was hoping I'd see one of these. I've only got to call one all year, and what brought that about? I was watching the puck as the play-by-play guy has to do, and
well, it seemingly came out of nowhere. They were talking, and they talked a little bit more, and then they decided they both were willing, and then they dropped the gloves and they went at it. I mean, those are 2 guys you wouldn't really expect to fight. I don't think that Brady Lynn's considered much of a fighter, and I don't think Wilson is either. He has Cowichan's goal in this game, but they dropped the gloves, and we got ourselves a fight in this one.
I'd peg them both as feisty, but certainly not. Is anybody known in? Now right off the draw again, it's Larkin with rights on Gervais. A couple of big ones by Larkin. Gervais trying to hang in there, and Larkin will take him down. And well, I've seen more fights in 10 seconds than I've seen in about 28 games since September.
Yeah, I think we went up in weight class. I think the first one was featherweight. This one was probably, I would say, middleweight. So maybe we'll have another face-off, and then we'll get a heavyweight fight going.
A little bit of a headlock at the end of that. Gervais wasn't letting Larkin up. Oh, and you want to be a little bit careful when you're getting ready to fisticuffs off puck drops, because then it has the appearance a little bit more of premeditation. They wanted it, both of them, though, as we see on the replay, Kyle.
Yeah, this was, as you mentioned, about 10 seconds. We got 2 fights in, and I was talking about how we went up in weight class. I think the only way we could get a heavyweight fight tonight is if a guy like Mazur fights. See, Cowichan doesn't have a whole lot of big guys on their team, so I don't know if they have too many heavyweights on this team. Maybe
I'd say McTavish, Broadhurst, obviously Coughlin's in the upper weight class, but then You know, it's hard to say a guy's willing to fight just because he's bigger in stature.
Yeah, well.
But if we're just classing him by size, certainly. But back-to-back tilts.
Yeah, so.
Now, is that out of frustration, or is that in an attempt to try to motivate the fellas if you're on the Capitals side of the puck? For the Clippers, they have nothing really to gain by this.
I think the Capitals, that's absolutely what they're trying to do. They're trying to fire up the guys on the bench, and, you know, they have a lot of time left. This is junior hockey, and, you know, 13:38 in junior hockey is an eternity, as the World Juniors have shown us over the years.
Third Capital power play. 0 for 2 in the game. A shorthanded goal against, an immediate shot block off Celia by McCann. And a nice pursuit, but a good job to fight him off by McCann. Celia scored shorthanded in Victoria on Friday. Nice rush by Coughlin. He'll gain the zone and pull up and go rink wide off the stick of Celia. Pochopinski. You talked about him with 6 power play goals, up there in the league leaders, tied for third. It's a shot that hit something and stayed out off Pochopinski.
McTavish's leg, it looks like.
Coughlin. Little flip saucer back for McCann. Thorpe, slap pass, Coughlin. Dented off the skate. Couldn't get by with possession. Nicely defended by Marinelli. Coughlin trying to pull it out front, lost it. And missed initially by Thorpe, held in by McCann, who covered a lot of ground. Pochopinski off the toe, McCann skate, and just out of the reach of Harris for a breakaway with 2 on the game. And Pichette way out to plate, and the back referee, Van de Venter, has found a guilty party. Is that an unsportsmanlike conduct signal for the referee? I did not see that one. What did you see, Kyle?
I didn't see it either.
Slashing.
But I think this is the point where the officials have got to take control of this game again. You get those 2 fights inside of probably 20 seconds. They need to reel this thing in again, because these are 2 division rivals that really don't like each other. And I mean, if you let it go, it could get out of control in a big time hurry.
Laurie Arister right into the glove of J.J. Pichette. I'm curious what the Gervais penalty was for. He did appear to have a really late headlock. And it's a little behind the play, but not behind the second referee. Brandon Sherlock appeared to be the guilty party, but it looks like they have Coughlin on the board, at least to the way the replay looked. Skapski. So four-side hockey. Little net try, then a huge hit that Crozier's going to get a penalty for. And Chen's going to challenge him and drop the mitts. Yeah, he is. Rights by Crozier. Chen fighting back with rights himself. Another right, and a good one. Snapped the helmet back. Crozier with a couple underneath uppers. And then over top of the right, missing upper. Oh, caught him with a good uppercut. Another uppercut, another one. And then over top comes Crozier, trying to get the helmet off of Chen. Wow. Well, there isn't a fan that isn't applauding or standing or enjoying it.
Well, we were showing wrestling before the game, and it's turned into a boxing match here in the third period. And that looked more like a heavyweight fight, even though those guys, I don't think they'd fit into that weight class, but that was a nice fight. That was a good tilt.
Credit to Chen for jumping in defense of Skapski. Thoughts on the hit, Kyle? There was a penalty pending.
I think that's textbook. I think he explodes through the man, and I don't think that was an elbow. I thought he got him with the shoulder. I think that was just a nice hit.
I think Chen bit off a little bit more than he could chew, but again, you got to admire a guy that stands up for a teammate under that circumstances. Saw a big hit on his defensive partner in Skapski and covered a lot of ground to go and challenge Maxwell Crozier. And at the risk of sounding archaic or old school, hitting seems to be going more and more out of the game. And I guess you could argue that the contact of point of that was the head, but the elbow's down, the shoulders down, the feet are on the ice. It's a guy looking at the puck trying to go to the net, and it's just a vicious hit. But this is a contact sport.
That's one of the biggest hits I've seen all year long.
Yeah, he went like a tilt-a-whirl, did Skapski. Hop right back up. Very curious. So it's the initial penalty, I'm guessing, to Crozier. The the instigate, you would have to think to Chen that's just made this a even up situation. 3 fights in a game. What is this, 2005? The guys must know this is on TV. It's LaRoche. Knocked down on good defense by Marinelli. And they separate cleanly. Penalty calls being announced in the building. So he did get the instigator to Chen. Curious if they gave Crozier, what do they call that? Is it a blow to the head? Rough elbow?
If it's a blow to the head, I think he's gone for 10 minutes, but not sure. I didn't actually
I think I might have heard cross-checking. And it's a bouncer that Pichette will get and hold on to.
Well,
yeah, blow to the head's an automatic 2 and 10. It didn't look like they sent him that way.
Definitely
well,
wasn't
they had
a
to with the
cross-check.
fight. Definitely was not. Next to look at the hit, and a great job by the Shaw TV crew to provide us all these extra looks that you just don't get on a nightly basis in the BCHL.
I mean, that's how you're coached to hit. You just explode with your shoulder through the guy's chest. I mean, that's a clean hit. And
I could
as far
certainly,
as I'm concerned, that's a clean hit.
I agree with you. And looking at it from the referee's perspective, I can understand why the arm went up. We're just not used to seeing contact like that nowadays. The head snapped back a bit. It's a shot block that's felled McCann with 10 on the Nanaimo power play. It's a 5 on 3.5 as he's stickless and hobbled. McBain under pressure holds the line. Takes a return from Warney. One time deflected on net. Stopped. The affiliate player in front, Bourne, did a good job to change direction of that. Ooh, and then he took a hack across the shin pads from McCann. That one doesn't hurt, but that was still pretty vicious. Nice job to kick it to keep it alive by Cogler. Knocked down, puck found by Warney. He'll backhand one ahead, definitely for Mazer. He'll chip and chase and get into it. Sharp angle shot high off the glass. On the Clipper change, puck came out. Nice job to bank it to himself. Delayed offside though, Bilal can't go and get it as Mazer's slow leaving the zone. He's stickless. Took some late contact there as well. Haven't had a fight in a couple of minutes. 10 to go, third period. 4-1 Nanaimo leads. Skapski stands and waits back of the Capital goal. Van Roboy's content to let him. And why not up by 3? The Rims brought back in on a knockdown by Bilal by Van Roboy's for Bilal. Van Roboy's one-timer and a great save.
Oh.
Tickled the outside of the mesh. Must have been the goal stick inside. Had me going for a sec. How about you, Kyle?
Quick release, and that one looked like it was going to find the back of the net. And Frechette just gets that glove up, makes a huge save.
You talked about this line earlier for Nanaimo. Bilal, McNabb, Van Roboys. Not only have they scored, but they've had zone time chances. Definitely leaned on the opposition almost every time they've been out there.
They're a hard line to play against defensively because they are so big and they are so good at cycling the puck and shielding it away from the defenders, and it makes it tougher when you're a team like Cowichan who isn't that big, and they've done a terrific job with the cycle. And here is the goal. Just look at that shot, just beautiful.
And you could just hear that bush ding.
That's not the ping sound that the goalies like. And here's that hit again. Just beautiful. Just I think that's a great hit. Some people are going to disagree, but that's just, Skapski takes to the net.
I am not one of them, Kyle.
Yeah.
That is the danger that you have to be brave enough to face like Skapski did when you're trying to drive the opposition's net.
Well, they say it's high-priced real estate for a reason because they don't want you there and you want to be there. And wow, Skapski takes it to the net and gets punished for it. 9:40 to play in period 3. Island Rivals on Shaw TV. The Clippers 4, the Capitals 1. It's a good defensive effort by Broadhurst and an extra shove of Van Roboys. McNabb. So Mike Vandekamp coming right back with this same line. Belisle walks out of the corner. Cross ice feed. Melaragny deflected wide again by McNabb. Now centering, bit of backhand, blocked it away. Knife to the line and a great keep by Melaragny. Skapski has to go get it. Through some contact himself that time. Thorpe hit a bump a man, and it's the best way is to get physical against that line, it looks like, is it's McTavish. 1-on-2. But you can just see the problem with spending that much time defending. He's alone on the rush because everyone's changing on him. They're in their zone for too long. Nice patience by Belisle, and then he got knocked down by Broadhurst. And
That's there's been 3 fights, and we don't want a 4th penalty call. I think a high stick call coming from the referee Van de Venter.
Well, I singled out Coughlin for the Capitals. I think he's been their best player. I think that, okay, Harris has 2 goals, but that's what he's expected to do. I think that, Brad Belisle has been the best forward for the Clippers in this game. He has been dominant every time he's been out there, and there's just sort of trying to impede your guy, and
a little clubbing almost.
That's a penalty they're going to call more often than not.
Wardy teed up one-timer, clanked off the glass from Heinold. Nanaimo scored twice in the power play and 1 shorthanded. They're back to the advantage. Backdoor pass just tipped off Heinold's stick. Rafael Gosselin locates it and sends it 200 feet.
Well, Heinold has a bomb from the blue line.
Picked off by Pochopinski with the goalie retreating to the net, just couldn't tuck it in.
Heinold has one of the hardest shots in this league, and he scored his first goal in the BCHL the last time the Nanaimo was in action here.
Little 5-hole cross-ice one-timer feed and a 5-on-3 against Alberni on Saturday. I remember it all too familiarly. Babbage. Collins, little tap back, Heinold. Wardy, see if we can see that cannon again. Now it's Wardy's turn. Just missed low glove on Pichette. Collins keeps it alive with Colley supporting the battle. Greencamp's in and Skapski and Thorpe. Nice glove by Heinold, keeps the zone again. Babish, very nice play off the boards to himself. Backdoor feed, scores! Parker Colley got half slowed up along the way off a stick. Made no mistake on the one-timer. 3rd power play goal of the game, and it's 5-1 to Nanaimo.
That was all Cal Babbage on the boards. He makes that slick move. He has Colley out in front. That was all Cal Babbage on that goal. The pass was good too, and the shot had to be high up. It was in the top of the net, but as I said, Babbage makes that play possible.
You don't see enough players use the boards like that. You certainly see teammate indirect bank passes, but that's kind of next level stuff there. Off the boards to himself, made the defender miss. Stepping up McCann with a good body check on Harris. Now it's a chance for Cilia, right in, rolling puck. Just missed. I'm not sure that at the outside of the post. Pichette did a very unorthodox pirouette blocker paddle behind him. Love another look as Tinling is on the seat of his pants, sliding, gathering snow, looking back to the officials. LaRoche with a little stick check to knock it loose as he located it. Delaragny, a body check. 5-1 Nanaimo, 6:45 to play in this 3rd period. Marinelli. The Ennigan Vowels pairing. Delaragny. Tapped at center, Thorpe. Got just pulled off of it. And this is the really tough mental time for Cowichan, down 5-1 on a streak that they're on. McTavish. Strong net drive, fought off. Line feed for Boo Grist. Shot off the goalpost, it stays out. And those are sometimes the bounces when you're on a slump, don't go in. Deflected it just wide, back of the goal, Coughlin. No one challenges. To the Mike Lag, give us a lacrosse goal. Sauce one back for Grist. Great shot block down in front of that. Fearless was Brad Belisle. Lovely 2 shin pad stacker. 1-touch deflection, but off a shin pad, came back to the Capital line. Thorpe defends Belisle. Van Rollboys knocks down. McTavish gave a couple punches in the back, and I thought he was being over-aggressive, but it's because Van Rollboys might have a hand on his stick. That one actually ended a lot more peacefully than I thought it was going to, Kyle.
Well, I thought Belisle and McTavish were going to take part in the 4th fight of the period, so they were thinking about it.
5:40 in this 3rd period remains. 5-1 the Nanaimo Clippers lead the Cowichan Valley Capitals.
And you mentioned it. I mean, the Capitals they're on this streak, and it just seems like they can't get a break. Grist off the post, no chance. Featherston Hawko even saw that shot, but it stayed out.
Just a little tiny example, though, but, Babbage posted in, Grist posted out. That's just a couple of bounces, though, in what's a 4-goal game, so that might be looking a little too close at it. Shots 39-27 Nanaimo. How about the special teams, though? It so often is a key to the game. And of the 5 Nanaimo goals, 4 of the special teams variety, and it's icing against Cowichan.
3 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal. And I don't know, you mentioned that 5-on-3 stat. You know, the real number junkies that would pull that one out. I wonder what the records are of teams that score a shorthanded goal in a game this year are. Because usually if you get a shorthanded goal, you're not losing.
I keep stats on the Alberni Valley Bulldogs broadcast for that, but I'm not sure for these two teams. But I do know that Nanaimo's flirting with some sort of very weird record right now. With back-to-back games, with not only a shorthanded goal, it's a long 2-on-1, and the pass is just a little quick by Cauley as he threw it off the wheelhouse of Babbage, and we could have seen another goal. Back to that, me really grasping at the straws here in a 4-goal game with 5:10 to go, but I don't think too often at any level you'll see a team on back-to-back games throw up 3 power play goals and a shorthanded goal in both of them, which Nanaimo has done both their last game out on Saturday and tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting. It would be interesting to see how often that's happened.
Little centering bit, diving to try to get it ahead was Jackson, but he accidentally lifted the stick of his teammate. Mazer, hard feed, Melaragni. Walked to the outside, found Mazer, who put it back for Cilia, but did not have the proverbial head on the swivel that went by him and all the way down the ice. Marinelli chased by Jackson. Finished the check. Marinelli just kept his eye on the puck. Now it's lost, knifed at the goal, and squibbles weakly on net where it's again held by Featherston Hagow.
Well, we're on the shot clock watch now. 39 shots on goal for the Clippers right now. And this is part of the problem for the Capitals this year. They've had a lot of games where they're giving up a boatload of shots. 40 plus a lot of the times that they've played this year. And it's tough to win when you're giving up 40, 50 plus shots.
Wrist shot blocked off the draw, and we were talking about it pregame before we took the air that Capitals have given up, cumulatively a whole bunch, but also the season high in the BCHL this year of 63. Another little trip, Franklin and Harris. And they didn't actually lose that game, if you could believe that, nor did they win it, though. A 61 save performance for Adam Marcoux ended in a 2-2 tie. Franklin for tripping, and bad or worse, you want to stage your comeback. Tried drawing penalties instead of taking them, but Nanaimo will now be going into very rare waters looking for their 4th power play goal of the game.
And this was not intentional whatsoever. He's swiping, going for the puck. He gets the guy's feet instead. That's just the kind of month it's been for the Capitals.
Frustrating. LaRoche shorthanded. They'll gain the Nanaimo line. Behind the play, Mazer wants to go. Oh, and he got the stick really high on McCann. That will take away the power play in 12 seconds. Just going by the body language that, we've been fooled on already. Or actually we weren't, but the previous hockey players confused us in that Van Roboys incident, but actually it won't take away the power play. McCann goes as well as Mazer. I'm just thinking that something must have happened McCann did that upset Mazer.
Well, I'm not quite sure, but at least, from the Nanaimo perspective, at least Mazer took somebody with him, whether he should have or not. This one's winding down 4:08, so you start thinking about the 3 stars. And I think for Nanaimo, there's a whole bunch of candidates. Coughlin's been great for the Capitals. Pochopinski's had great speed. But I think for the 3 stars, I think Babbitt's probably going to be in there somewhere. Belisle might be in there. Harris has 2 goals.
We don't have to pick these, do we?
I'm not sure, but my picks, I've pretty much just...
I'm deferring to you because I don't want that. It's David Cilia. Nicely defended by Christ, and then slotting was Harris trying to dive to get it. Net remained on. Puck rimmed. So 1:15 or less in the Franklin penalty. Net drive and a shot made and a blocker save, a diving effort. So little things like that when you're down 4, you haven't won in a month. I admire the effort of Broadhurst there. Would have been pretty easy to let that one sneak by, but he laid right out after it to get it out of the zone. Cilia.
Well, Capitals would have it legitimate case for goalie interference there.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in the paint. Knocked out of midair. Good hands by Skapski. The bouncing puck can't finagle it out of the zone, though. Belisle, a lot of time. One-timer, fanned on, kicked on net. Stop made, rebound, spotted away, and Belaragni finds it with Skapski drawing a penalty, knocking down a Clipper in front. Shot at the outside of the post as Brad Belisle looks skyward. How did that one not go in? Skapski's going for taking down a Clipper forward in front of the net. It will be a second 5-on-3 of the period. This went up about half a minute in duration, but what did the last one take for the Clippers to score? 9 seconds, something like that?
It was quick. It might have been...
That was the shorthanded goal, 9 seconds. 14, I think it took on the 5-on-3.
They've been very efficient. And a 5-on-3 against the Capitals right now, they just want to get out of here. They want to regroup and get back at it this weekend.
Such a little fundamental, but you're down 2 men for half a minute. The face-off's so key. You win it, you clear it, you're killing half of it. Celia does win it back, though, to take it away from McTavish to keep the zone alive. Marinelli. Belaragni. Puck starting to bounce a bit. Goal line feed, returned by Celia. Marinelli, whoa! A knuckle puck field goal that skimmed by the visor of McTavish, and might have made the last couple of weeks flash by his eyes. It's cleared by the Capitals.
Got the 9-iron out on that one.
But that was back to the bouncing puck. That one, I think, arrived flat out of the boxes. Franklin blowing a tire, throwing his shoes. Belaragni hustled to keep it in for a moment. Now it's a one-on-one short-handed Franklin. Little inside-outside backhand stopped by Featherson Hagau, who read it well with what Marinelli gave Franklin. Harris at 2 on the game already. Long rim. Reversed in deep by Bourne for Celia. Harris. Fought it back. Heinold. Got to just wrist one in there. Off the skate, one time. Don't Harris, and a good blocker save made. Pichette. Bochpinski to the middle, found and put off the outside of the base of the net again by Bourne. Harris. Heinold, good keep on the backhand. Off the net, nice pass. Scores! The affiliate player Bourne has one in his first game. And there's the 4th power play goal of the game. And McBain says, get that puck for him. It's 6-1.
Well, that's salt in the wounds for the Capitals, because you're now down 6-1 and an affiliate player scores on you. But full credit to him. He was patient out in front, looked for an opening, and he found one.
How open was he? Oh my goodness.
He had some time to think about what he wanted to do with it. And sometimes that works against you because you
You're right.
overthink it, and then you end up shooting it right into the goalie's equipment. But that was just good poise, good patience to find some room and make it 6-1.
Very hard to tabulate what the official power plays are with all that's gone on in this third. Unofficially, I had Nanaimo at 4 for 7. That's 7 power play goals in their last, well, a game and 50 minutes.
It's pretty good.
Left point, on timer, and that one another head. Now we got another fight. Tinlang, well, no, we don't. He wanted to go with, looks like, Van Rolboys, who did not.
Yeah, you know, this is kind of what you expect. You got 2 division rivals. Cowichan's not had a good night. They're down 6-1. They're frustrated, and you talked about how you haven't seen any fights this year. Well, you're getting probably 2 months worth in one game, one period.
No kidding. Well, as Don Cherry used to say in the old days of the Rock'em Sock'ems, at the very end, this is tea time for you fans that don't like this. I'm not in that demographic. I do understand that game has changed, and it's not like the old days where that's all that would happen for the last period of almost every game, and that's good. I mean,
yeah,
sometimes
it's kind of gone the way of the dodo bird, the fighting in hockey now.
Well, it's so much different in the one fight rule now, but trying to figure out the increase in stick penalties and the cheap stuff with players not having to fear someone trying to challenge them because that other guy's going out of the game too. Sherlock will rim it around, but this has been a little different some of these in this third. It hasn't been something's happened. Someone's the Chen one was, stepping up, defending a teammate. The other one's a little bit different. LaRoche, minute to go, down to 38 to go. here in the third. 6-1 Nanaimo. Puck battle side of the net, and coming out with it's Belisle. A Linderneck banker for McNabb. Nice job by Sherlock to come back to get him on the back check. But it's about 22 seconds away from Nanaimo stretching their point streak to a 12 straight to win their second in a row. Belisle. Skapski hit by Harris back of the net, down to 10 seconds. It's a bouncer to center. Behind the net, Harris with a talk with Skapski. Referee standing right between them as the clock is still going to say, come on, fellas. And that'll do it for this one, a 6-1 Nanaimo Clippers victory. Kyle Christensen.
With the victory, Nanaimo pulls within 1 point of Powell River for first in the division. Cowichan goes the month of November without a win. It's really hard to be on a team like this. I've been on some really bad hockey teams that definitely couldn't play at this level, and it just seems like it's never going to end. And there are better days ahead for the Capitals. They are a young team, and it just feels like this season's going to be twice as long as it should be for them. They did some good things in this game, but again, it's the same result.
Yeah, I definitely feel for them and how it's gone. You talked about the standings, the implications. Nanaimo came in second in the island. They'll be 3 up on Victoria. Victoria now has a game in hand. A goal back at Powell River, who now has 3 in hand as we take a look at a long reel of 7 goals in this hockey game.
We're gonna show these highlights, and we're just watching the Clippers get set up. Well, here's this goal. Oh, pardon me, not a goal. Babbage thought he
Seconds
scored.
into the game, that one.
And he bangs it off the post and it stays out. Those kinds of bounces, you might think, hey, this is going to be a good game for the Capitals. And some hits along the boards, physical early on. And then, of course, Capitals get that first goal. They bunt one in. Wilson gets the goal, his 4th of the year. And they're off to a great start. You know, it just was a nice play. And then here's another opportunity in Featherston Hawkow. He stayed with it. Skapski had him down and out, but he stayed with it, made a nice save, and kept it out. And then the second period, Harris, top shelf. Who's going to stop that shot?
Not many. Water bottle for a nice little ride there.
Yeah, power play goal that one was, and then Van Roboy's on the boards. Nice job getting the puck loose. Belisle through the wickets, 2-1. Here's another angle. Van Roboy's, I thought, played a really good game, and Belisle bangs that one in. Thunder Bay native scores a goal, and then Harris, just look at this move. I don't have to say anything.
Silky, I wanted to say it. Oh, man. That's filthy.
That's why I'm happy I've never played goal, because I would have pulled something for sure on that one. And here's another angle on it. We might as well get as many angles of this as we can. It's just a beautiful finish by Harris. That was his 2nd of the game, 14th of the year at that point. And then Babbage, just a beautiful shot, posting in, 4-1. And then he's not done. Played one to himself. Well, we're going to have that coming up later on. But here's this big hit by Crozier. We thought it was clean. It's just how coaches teach you to do it. Shoulder into the body. And here's this play, Babbage.
Itself.
And then Cawley finishes it off, and that was all Babbage. The nice setup there.
Well played by Pichette, but that's just, such a nice finish.
And then look at the room for the AP, and he goes upstairs. That made it 6-1.
4th Nanaimo power play goal of the game. Pichette's even out challenging, but when you give that much time, and you're sure right, sometimes that's too much time, but...
well, guys on a breakaway, if they have a breakaway from center, they have nothing but time to think about what they want to do, and then they think themselves out of a goal because the puck will roll on them. They want to make an extra move, and it goes into the goalie's pads. That was just a great job of taking time and putting it upstairs where there was room. And, it's salt in the wounds for the Capitals because an AP scores the 4th Nanaimo power play goal of the game.
Lots of fun, Kyle. Thanks for everything you've done. We'll send it down to Matt down at ice level.
Thank you very, very much, Evan and Kyle. Yes, so the Nanaimo Clippers definitely winning the special teams battle there, as mentioned by our play-by-play crew. Unofficially 4 power play goals on the game, and all 3 of the Clippers' goals in the third period scored on the power play. So a quick scoring summary for you there. The first goal coming at 1:16 from Cal Babich, his 4th goal of the season. A great shot from him. 12:29, Parker Colley with his 10th goal of the season. And then scoring finished off by Joshua Bourne, scoring his first goal as a Nanaimo Clipper. As mentioned, all 3 goals on the power play. Shots in the game, Nanaimo outshot Cowichan 43-29. In the net there, JJ Pichette taking all those shots, taking the loss, moving them down to 0-2 on the season, still making a number of really, really nice saves over the course of the game, and that drops Cowichan's record to 2-22-3-2 on the season. On the Clippers side, the goalie Noe Featherston Hagau improves to 6-4 on the season, and the Clippers improving to 15-9-3-2, and now have points in 12 straight games. Then on now to let you know about our next BCHL live broadcast here on Shaw TV. Another Island Division matchup, also featuring the Cowichan Valley Capitals as they battle the Victoria Grizzlies. That'll be at the Island Savings Center in Duncan on Wednesday, December the 6th. Game times at 7 p.m. And we definitely would love to either see you down at the rink or joining us here on Shaw TV for the game. Our final score here once again at the Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo. The Nanaimo Clippers 6, Cowichan Capitals 1. On behalf of Evan Hammond, Cal Christensen, and our entire Shaw TV crew, thank you so much for your support of the BC Hockey League, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.